Fibby Lowmanz, bring me a dream. Make up the funniest lies that Fibby's ever seen. Let me share this. I gotta share this out. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on with this thing. Share it, you weirdo. There we go. What's up with the world? Midwest, what's going on, Carol? How's it going? We're gonna listen to the. We're gonna have some laughs. Have a few laughs tonight. Watcha, Richie, Maddie, Jason. We're gonna have a few laughs tonight. It's in a way it's kind of sick, but funny in another way because we know he's really not gonna go off his mother, but he's talking about killing his mom. Pretty crazy. Have what's going on? MRH, what's up, bro? Carol, Jason, Deb, what's going on? I'm going to share this on my other channel. Hold on. This dude is deranged. Totally deranged. Calm, what's up? Yeah, hold on. I got to share this out. Where's my... Hold on a second. Where did I put that? All right. Hold on a second. I got my thing. What's up, everybody? Yeah, Craig, what's up, man? No, this is very... We're going to listen to some deranged stuff. Along the lines of, like, Fibby Menendez. It's going to be his greatest hit, so we're going to have a little bit of Fibby Menendez trying to off the stepmom. Saying it is pretty sick when you hear this stuff, too. And such another classic Fago stuff. Classic Fago. Oh, Jason, man. Struck Zio's channel? Really? Wow. These guys are pussies. It's like, wow. You got the former Ripper people, all the former Ripper people, even like that cunt kitten. Like that guy was on his panels calling him sir and mister. Those guys had no problem with what he did. They're all fucking clowns and liars. Yeah, the Crisco Queen. Fucking retards. Striking channels. He must want to suck that guy's cock or something. That's fucking weird. But let's, this shit's hilarious. This Fibby thing, man. Hold on a second. This is disturbing because of... All right, this is going to be very disturbing because nobody wants to see anybody hurt anyone's family members. Cluckers, what's up? Hey, bro, what do you think on this retard? I don't know. I guess I have no idea, actually. I just go by what people say on the internet. I don't know where he is, and I really don't care. He's a phenoic retard. Clockers have... This comes from the Fibby Tales channel. The link is in the description. David, what's up? What's going on? And deported to San Francisco. Hello. RoboCop. Burn Till I Die. What's up? Now, this is disturbing what we're going to listen to. Now, I can't stream it. We're going to listen to it on my phone. This is very disturbing for any parent out there, child, or anybody who loves their family. This is very disturbing stuff. But we're going to let a few more people get in the room. We're going to laugh at some serious Fibby stuff. This is very Fibby Menendez. We're going to go back to the Fibby Menendez days. It's real sick. Let's have a little smoke. Nobody else should smoke cigarettes. Nicotine is very bad, children. That's why I stick to straight methamphetamines. Straight methamphetamines. But wow, the disturbed mind of this psychopath. This dude is a psychopath. Wanting to kill his mom? Pass the Pookie pipe. Pookie. Oh, whoa, the crack's gonna go. Whoa, Pookie. Home of the Fanooks. Del, what's up, man? Pookie gonna pass the pipe to the left, and Pookie gonna blow old man the best, because Poopy likes his rocks and his crack. Yeah, Fibby's a loser. Shout out to Axl Rose, man. Puff Fibby, the grift keeps giving. Yeah, he is the gift that keeps giving. I haven't been able to stream because I can't stream using this thing, so I'm just going to listen to this. I found this very sick, but hilarious in a way, but also, Mailman Nick, what's up, man? Cold and snow out here. Really? You lucky bastard. You got some snow. Nice. Shout out to Mailman Nick. Give him a sub. He's a great Italian in Chicago. I seen that burger that you said. You were right. That burger was definitely raw, dude. That was raw. Loman is a low man. Oh, he's crazy. The Mammy Slayer. Yes, Spain. Yes, the Mammy Slayer. He is the stepmom slayer. The stepmom slayer. All you stepmothers beware. If you're going to be mean to Fibby, Fibby's going to burn your house down, cut your throat, bash your head. And this was sick. And this is sick. And we're also going to get into Fago. I believe this holds the Fago secret. What is the Fago secret? The transmission who was stalking Fibby and pinching his butt, whistling, woo woo, like a construction worker. And you remember those 80s music videos? They always had like the hot girl walking by and the construction workers going, hey, beautiful. So that's what happened to Fibby, if you want to. No, I didn't see his new Molino video. He's forever his Stan. See how I have Stanleys? Molino has Stans also. He has Stanleys too. Stan is a stalker, well, I don't call my subscribers fans. I call them subscribers. I don't have fans. But I do have Stans. Stans became fans and then went real crazy and just went pure Stanish. We have many of them. Fibby's one of them. Watch him, boy. Watch him. Get those people. They not like us. They not like us. Bears, what's up, bro? Yes, that Dab always with the Y stuff. He was probably very disrespectful to her. Well, if you listen to Jared Ham, shout out to him. Fibby didn't want to work. That's why he got thrown out of the woman's house that he wants to go and kill. Oh my God. Well, that's normal, Watcher. You're a woman, so I get why a woman might think a guy's handsome and all that stuff. But when a guy does it, big time problems. Comments. Yes, my child, my little Bradford baby. He's my Mayflower child. For years, how they put out fucking. They'll lie their asses off. And he also sucked the Ripper's prick too. He also sucked the Ripper off him, Kit, and they all blew the Ripper. That's just a fact. Now, people might not like truths, but listen, when you come on the internet and fuck with people, lie, try to frame people and fuck with people, and then people say the truth, don't cry about it. Don't cry about it. These people made their own bed. Let them lie in it. Well, you can't stand anywhere. Well, yes, he didn't want to work. He did not want to work. I am a fan. Please react to the Marlino. I will, Luke. I will react to the Marlino video. Possibly not tonight or maybe tonight, but I will react to the stalking Joey video because he was in love with Joey, and now he'll trash Marlino and call him all kinds of stupid names and make up lies. Fibby, right now, Joey Marlino could call Fibby up and tell Fibby to chop his thumb off and walk to Philadelphia, and he would. He's a fanboy. He would do that. He would crawl there. He would get on all fours. Like some other person we know, all fours. He would be on all fours. Anyone who sits on a panel with JT is a piece of shit, no exceptions. Yeah, I would agree. I would also agree with the rapo too. But most of these people have done that. But let's get into some Fibby stuff. This is Fibby trying to whack his mother. Stepmom, trying to kill the stepmom. Joey, what's going on? What's up, Calm? Trying to kill the stepmom. He wants to burn her house, kill her, the whole nine. Then we're going to get into some Fago stuff. So let's, now we're going to have to do this welfare style, MRE welfare style. So join the welfare club, grab your block of cheese, grab your fucking food stamps, and let's go.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I told her today that I left that house. I said, I'm going to tell you something right fucking now.
Now, this is Fibby. This is Fibby speaking with Stepmommy Dearest. Not Mommy Dearest, Stepmommy Dearest. There's a stepmommy, and she's so dear to me. Dante's farm, what's going down? Atlas, what's going down? Yeah, that guy's a cunt. Atlas. He was also a former stan of mine. Many Stanleys in the wake. Crush him. A lot of people don't like, sometimes MRE might crack something they liked, might go crack that ass a little. There's other reasons, but we're going to get into the James Simpson. What's going down all over the world? And I am James Simpson. This guy's all over the fucking world. You should sub to his channel. If not, Fibby's going to come burn your mom's house down. Right, let's get back to Fibby and concentrate on Fibtonius, the Five Caesars, the Roman Quaker.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I told her today that I left that house.
Fibby,
I said, I'm going to tell you something right fucking now. One day, I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut your fucking head off. I'm going to cut the head off of every single one of your fucking illegitimate bastard kids.
Wow, and I want to put a disclaimer. This is an educational video of why stepsons should not want to hurt their stepmoms or their stepbrothers. Violence is bad. Nobody should do violence. This is fair use, and nobody should do violence. This is some pretty serious threats right here. Listen.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I told her today that I left that house. I said, I'm going to tell you something right fucking now. One day, I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut your fucking head off. I'm going to cut the head off of every single one of your fucking illegitimate bastard kids. Then I'm going to set my father's house on fire.
Whoa, Fibby! Number one, there's a few weird things right there. There's a little bit of hypocrisy there. Lowmanz calling them illegitimate bastard children and all that, which is stupid. It's like, dude, you were adopted, so stop that. And adoption is good. You should adopt people. I have many friends who adopted. People have a big heart who do that. Fibby is an ungrateful bastard. Bane, what's up? Mobrat's one, what's up, bro? Hey, teacher, Rocco's doing great. He got his lepto shot yesterday.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I told her today that I left that house. I said, I'm going to tell you something right fucking now. One day, I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut your fucking head off. I'm going to cut the head off of every single one of your fucking illegitimate bastard kids. Then I'm going to set my father's house on fire. How do you like that?
You like
all the police says, you're not going to help me.
They're not going to. Wow, does that sound familiar? Do you remember a few weeks ago when Fibby was threatening to kill my mother and my family? He's like, I'm going to get your family and nobody can help you. It's that little Fibby voice that Redzilla does. Fibby. He's trying to act like he's dangerous and he's so crazy. This guy is a sicko. Who threatens their mother, their stepmom? They let you live there for free, dude. Wow.
I'm going to come back someday, don't you worry. So over the years, there have been moments where I was going to go back and certifiably I was going to kill her.
Wow.
100%. Butcher her.
So over the years, he's thought about this many times of going back there and butchering some woman. His stepmom. That's crazy, man. Like, for what reason? Because she threw you out of the house because you didn't work? Or because she kept your father's medals, he's going to say? Well, that's his wife, man. And I believe the dad had many other children. So maybe they split it up between the other kids, and maybe she didn't think you deserved it. Who knows? It's the mom. She has the right to her husband. Oh, my God.
Cut her in half with a chainsaw. I didn't give a fuck.
What?
That's how angry I was.
He was going to cut her in half with a chainsaw. He watches too many movies. And wow. Yeah, what did somebody say, Ken? Yes, people calling people rats and informants, team press trial, while they sit on there with a federal informant. That guy's a fucking rat. Listen.
I'm not angry that my father died. I'm angry that she stole things that did not belong to her. And
How does she steal? He says the mother stole things. How did she steal stuff? Your father, God rest his soul, passed away. That was his wife, who he lived with for many years. How did she steal stuff?
had no fucking self-respect and dignity for his children. You throw away a crucifix from his daughter's fucking casket.
I don't believe that. Why would she throw a crucifix away from his daughter's casket? I don't believe that. Or if it did happen, it could have been a mistake. I have many crucifixes from caskets, and sometimes people won't know what they are. You know, people just think it's a regular cross, and maybe it will get put in some place. I don't know. There's no reason to throw any cross away, but I'm trying to make a reason for Fibby's thinking right here. But I don't even believe any of this. I don't believe she threw away a cross or nothing. But we're going to tell it to the most honest guy in the world, Scout's honor, Fibby. This is deranged. And he's going to call her an evil cunt. Like, why? No, picture, all right, I'm a guy. So if I was married to a woman and I loved her and she had a kid who didn't work and he was a bum and just slept on my couch and floor all day, I'd probably put up with it for a little while because I love my wife, but I want to put up with that for long. So he should be grateful that the mother even let him stay there. It took him in. Fibbles is mad because she threw away his sex toys. Richie, what's up, brother? Phoebe Menendez. Yes, Lefty Swizer jewelry.
Fucking casket, you fucking evil cunt. So I made a promise to myself that one day I was just gonna kill her. I didn't give a fuck.
So he made a promise to himself. Another promise he broke. Thank God he broke that promise. So he made a promise to her, one day I'm going to kill her. Now, who would ever hurt a woman or your stepmom, even if you don't like your stepmother, right? Luckily, I had a great stepfather. After my father died 2 years later, my mother got remarried, and I was lucky to have a good stepdad. He's a wonderful guy. I love him to death. But even if I didn't like my stepfather, I wouldn't want to kill him or burn his house or butcher him. Like, what the fuck? Listen, that's your choice. If you didn't work and you don't have a job and your step parent don't like you for that or is mad at you for that, that's your only fault. Anybody can go get a job. You can go work. I'd go work at McDonald's. I'd sweep the floors up at McDonald's and wash the toilets at McDonald's and be very proud of it.
And so on my 45th birthday,
45th.
I was sitting on the night of, probably at midnight.
Huh.
I shit you
At midnight, the gremlins. Don't feed the gremlins. Eastbound, Carbone Exposed. Great activism, sir. I don't know what state you're from or whatever, but give that guy a sub right there. Go check out this guy's activism, going to mayors and councilmen. Great stuff, man. But this guy is 45 years old, planning on going to kill his stepmom. Nobody should ever hurt anybody. It's all for attention, Nicky Fibby. Yes, he loves the attention. I love giving it to him, Fibby. Love giving you the attention. Not like Pierre. Not like Pierre and Fago's attention. Don't get me misconstrued, Fibby. Don't get all happy right there thinking, oh, my God, Uncle MRE's going to, he's going to go to the disco and get some Crisco and put it on Fibby. No, Fibby. Not at all, Fibster. Oh, this is deranged. This is a tough listen to, but oh my God. Yes, he was going to kill his mother too, Carol. He said that. He was going to kill his he said he was on Tom's channel saying she was going to take a heart attack. God forbid. She's still alive, thank God. And he waited 5 minutes to call an ambulance because he looked at Tom and he goes, because the monster must be stopped. Wow, is that crazy? But this is not his mother. This is stepmother. So once again, Fibby hates women. He's got a vicious, just like a lot of the men on here, hates women. Listen, let's get back into Fibby loves stepmommy.
Probably
Midnight?
I shit you not. I was looking at flights. I was looking at routes. I was scheming. And I was going to get up the next day, go there, and kill her.
Imagine that. Breaking Bad storyline in it. Fibby latched his own bag with a cat. He don't even have a cat. That's the funniest thing. Corruption is tough. Yes, it's tough, and it's embedded everywhere, sadly. And no problem, East Carbone Exposed. God bless you. I love activists. I used to be an activist myself for the South African genocide of farmers.
Legitimately.
He was going to legitimately kill her, he says.
Now, some of you may say, Jesus Christ, you're really unstable. There's something wrong with you.
No, not Fibby. He's like, yes, Christ, you could probably say there's something. No, not you. There's nothing wrong with you, Fibby. You're just threatening to go off your stepmom. Oh, my God, Fibby. Game of Thrones, get ready for the new. Yes, I'm very excited for the Game of Thrones, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I've read the books, Dunk and Egg. Love the novellas.
There's not. I was angry.
Rage?
Because I felt like shit was done the wrong way.
Shit was done the wrong way.
Something happened.
Then why don't you be a fucking man and get a job and fucking be a good stepson and shit? Maybe they wouldn't treat you like a leper.
You guys can believe me or not believe me.
They don't believe
So
you.
the next day I got up.
Listen.
Still thinking about what I was going to do.
Listen
Didn't
to
give a
this.
fuck about getting away with it. Could care less about that.
He didn't care about going to jail, getting away with it. But guess what saves him, guys? A cardinal. A little cardinal, and I love cardinal, a little cardinal flies down. It's sort of like the Bill Cotolo story, where Bill was ready to kill two guys, who he thought killed his dad, God rest his father's soul, and he was going to kill them. But before he killed him, he seen a star shoot across the sky, and that was a sign. So here comes Fibby's cowardly out. This is his cowardly out.
I wanted to throw my life away because it would make me, it would release that valve.
That valve.
And I'm sitting out back, smoking a cigarette.
Oh, listen, Pierre knows how to release that valve, Fib. He went to jail in February. Yeah, he's sick.
Whatever, thinking about what I'm going to do. And this cardinal landed on the edge of the fucking table, not 6 inches from my face.
A cardinal?
My father loved cardinals. That was his
All right, so a cardinal landed 6 inches away from his face. How big is 6 inches? I don't know. That's not like 6 inches. What's that? Like this far away? So a little cardinal landed right near Fibby's face. Hi, Fibby. Please don't kill your mom tonight, Fibby. He needs serious help, Deb. You bet your ass. This is weird.
I've talked about my father being the fucking grand wizard of bird watching.
There's the cringy laugh. Now he's the grand wizard of bird watching. This guy's a CIA black ops. On the side, he crushes people's hands with mobsters and stuff. So he also happened to see several gerbils run outside of his asshole. Richie, don't make me laugh. Zia, what's up, brother? What's going on? We'll listen to Fibby trying to kill his stepmom.
And that was a sign right then and there that, you know what, let it go.
Let it
go. Nothing I do is going to change it. That little self-fulfillment of rage and violence, it's fulfilling for 5 minutes. But then you're in prison the rest of your life for what? For a scumbag. Life is not about material shit.
Life is not about material stuff. Why do you want to kill the woman for, man? This is very serious, weird stuff. Someone who wants to kill. How many times have you heard him say he wants to kill his mom and now his stepmom? Yes, Kirk. Base of operations for Fibby Lowmanz, Providence, Rhode Island, where he was at. He was a bookie. The lies that this guy makes. So I love when people come out. You do all this terrible shit on YouTube, and then people play your videos and you cry.
And then suddenly, guess what? All the anger, all the rage that's been in me since I was 11 years old with this fucking pig, it's gone. I still hate her, don't get me wrong.
So that little cardinal was 6 inches away from his face. What's 6 inches like this? The little cardinal was 6 inches away from his face, and that took all the rage away since he was 11. So this rage has been held inside since he was 11. Wow. So that's when the divorce happened. Fibby went and lived with his dad. So I don't know how he was abused all them years with his mom. I don't know. This kid's story is just crazy.
All the rage that I had was gone. And I realized something very important. And it's something
yes,
that
it was, Teach.
Angel Gotti the other day.
Oh, my God.
In passing.
He's always going to drop the emergency contact. So he tells her about killing his mom? Oh, my God.
Something that came up somewhere, and I just sent her a message. And the message is that materialistic things are nothing. My father's military medals, yeah, they would be great to have and display because I have nothing.
Wait, what military? All right, I do believe the dad was in the Navy. And he probably had a couple of medals and stuff. God bless the guy. But that goes to his wife and his other children. For some reason, they thought Fibby was not deserving a medal. So you didn't get none of the medals. What does that say? You were probably not a good son, dude. You were probably a massive letdown, and they probably didn't want to give you shit. Well, your stepmom hated you because you didn't work. A picture of the shit he told, lies he told them. A picture of the shit they caught, the stepmom, Laura, caught him doing. Oh, my God. This is crazy.
Others, I have nothing.
Listen.
I don't have a photo.
Did you hear what he says? I have nothing. Wait, you don't even have a photo? Hold on, I got to run this back a second. It's hard with my finger to do this. I'm doing this the welfare way. MRE's welfare streams. Welcome to Welfare City. I have a block of cheese over there, and I got a food stamp over here, and I got Fibby Lowmanz right there. And at least we can get some laughs. All right, shout out to Ian, and shout out to Honeybee. All right, let's listen to that again, please.
Nothing I do is going to change it. That little self-fulfillment of rage and violence, it's fulfilling for 5 minutes. But then you're in prison the rest of your life for what? For a scumbag. Life is not about material shit. And I started thinking, and then suddenly, guess what?
Yo,
All the anger, all the rage that's been in me since I was 11 years old with this fucking pig, it was gone. I still hate her, don't get me wrong. But all the rage that I had was gone. And I realized something very important, and it's something that I told Angel Gotti the other day in passing. It was something that came up somewhere, and I just sent her a message. And the message is that materialistic things are nothing. My father's military medals, yeah, they would be great to have and display, because I have nothing of my father's.
Listen.
I have nothing. I don't have a photo.
He sounds like a woman pervert crank callers from the 80s. I remember being a little kid, picking up the phone at like 9 years old and hear some guy going, "What are you wearing?" That sounds like that right there. That was fucking weird. I have nothing. And how don't you even have a photo? You don't have a photo of your own dad?
I have nothing. She took everything. I have nothing.
How don't you have a photo? How don't you have any photos? Oh my God. Jesus. Yes, he's a name. That's the only reason he even stays friends with her, is because he can use her name. Because it serves him. Because he can go lie to people. Picture the stories he tells people he meets on the street. He probably tells him he's Carlo Gambino's great nephew, Timmy Gambino.
I have nothing.
Yeah, search for pity.
Hurtful, right? But what I do have is 25 years of the greatest memories of my life with him. And nobody can ever take that.
No, nobody can take your memories away. So why would you want to go kill your mom? Yeah, come. Very sick. I talked to her in passing. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, no, the mother adopted him. The other mother was the stepmom, and the real mother closed the door in his face. Nobody likes this guy because he lies. Picture dealing with somebody who just lies constantly.
Nobody can ever take that away. And that's the lesson of life. Because I'm sure there's probably some of you that are angry.
What?
Beyond angry and shit. I get it. Trust me. If anybody understands, it's me. But they can never touch memories. And it is.
Pierre can.
That's what it is. I still hope she dies a horrible fucking death. 100%. I hope a Sasquatch Bigfoot breaks into her house and does horrible shit to her.
Weird.
But that's not for me to do. It could have been described or even explained as negative.
This is going to go by quick, and we're going to get into the Fago. But look at this. This is from 2016 when he was racing Raymond Petriacca to the beach, and then in 2021 he switched it to the Solomons.
Was that he was too good to people? I would go down there as a kid because there would be swag on the couch. There'd be dress shirts. There would be slacks. There's play, and they'd play or whatever they were doing. But it was always nice. It was always nice to me. Newport, Rhode Island, on the beach. And it was always a race. You know, my grandfather's there. Everybody get together. My kid knew his Cadillac. He'd pull out his peanut can, which we called the peanut can because he would piss in the can on the way if he had to go because there was 2 or 3 parking spots in Newport, Rhode Island. And they were primo spots. And everybody would want to race to get there because what would happen is we would go there, the kids, me, my cousins, whoever, we'd go play on the beach.
Wow, does he regret making these lies up? And if he really witnessed his grandfather lopping his prick out and putting it in a pecan and urinating in front of his daughter and his 3 grandchildren, this might be a reason for why he's like this.
Swim in the ocean. But my grandfather, my cousins, Ray, they would all stay up on the pavement, cook steaks, play cards, drink beer, all that kind of stuff. Probably twice a month it was, I'm going to meet that patriarch of the beach.
He can't even say patriarcha. He says patriarchers, like it's a Patreon. And he didn't know them. I'm not going to get it. I've covered this before. This has been debunked. We want to get into Fago and funny stories.
We're going to get in the car. We leave at like 7 o'clock. And here he is, lopping his prick out, pissing at it. And here he is, lopping his prick out, pissing at a PGX. He's got to be right at the beach because he wants that parking space.
Imagine saying that about your grandfather. I drive in the car with my grandpa and the other kids, and he pulls his penis out and pees in a can in front of us. No decent man would ever do that in front of his daughter or children.
What's that parking space? Tell my grandfather to get in the car. We leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And here he is, lopping his prick out, pissing at a PGX. He's got to be
No, honeybee, right.
Was that Parkinson's race? Tell my grandfather get in the car, we leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah, what a
he's
tard.
His perk out, pissing at PDX. He's got to be right at the beach.
Be right at the beach.
That's the only thing they ever argued about. Was that Parkinson's race? Flopping his perk out, pissing at PDX. He's got to be right at the beach.
He's trying, back in 2016, he's trying to make people believe that his family were friends with Raymond Petriarca. Well, he actually told Angel Gotti that Raymond Petriarca was his grandfather.
What's that parking space? That's the only thing they ever argued about. What's that parking space?
What a
Tell my grandfather get in the car, we leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And
Well,
here he is, lopping his perk out, pissing at PDX. He's got to be right at the beach.
Oh, that must have stunk.
That's the only thing they ever argued about. What's that parking space? Lopping his perk out, pissing at PDX. He's got to be right at the beach. What's that parking space?
It's hard to skip through some of these with the phone. It'll be
Tell
all.
my grandfather get in the car, we leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that must have stunk. Oh, I gotta fast forward through this shit. We've covered this a million times. I believe the Fago comes right after this, and I want to lose Fago. What a psycho. He didn't know Raymond. He didn't even know him. All right, we're getting into more Fibby Tail stuff. So, all right, here we go. Billy the Kid, what's up, brother? Stiff arms, Billy. Stiff arm, always. All right, we're gonna see what this might be the Fago story. Where he says the transgender person was stalking him, saying sexual things to him. Seymour, my brother. Scagnetti. Dirkoverse Strong. That's right, Nick. Something shouldn't be put on the internet.
You're going to love this. So a couple years ago, there was a girl that came to visit me.
Oh, this is Fibby date night. This one's going to be a good one. All right, let me give you a little synopsis of what's going on here. Let me set this up for you. So Fibby says there was a girl who was just infatuated with him. She thought he was a hunk. She thought he was so handsome and great, where she drove 5 states or took a plane to fucking meet him, and listen to how this date goes. This shows you that there was never no woman. Let's get into it.
We kind of had this weird thing. I don't know what it was. I liked her when we were younger. She kind of liked me, but she didn't. She was in college, and so it just was one of those things. So out of the blue, she calls me. She says, I want to come to New York for a weekend. I'm like, all right, cool. You can stay with me. One bed. You got no choice. And
you can stay with me. One bed, no choice. That's what you think. Oh no, listen.
Came and I took her to my social club, which is a huge fucking no-no. You don't take women to the social club. But
I took her to my social club. So he's trying to tell you he has a social club in New York. Another fucking lie. And now that a girl comes to see, let's say if that, what's up, Claudia? Let's say if that was true. And some girl came to see you for a weekend. Why the fuck are you taking her to some fucking club with a bunch of other dudes? Which is just a total lie. I die every time you say clippings and whackings. Well, it's true. Fibbins was he was a bookie for many years, and there's some times where you're going to do some clippings and whackings. Whackings and clippings are necessary.
I told the guy that I'm not going to say his name and who he is and whatever, but I said, she's coming out of town. She knew Pete could tell him, so you don't got to worry about her. He's like, all right. So I take her.
All right, so he goes to the club and he says, you don't got to worry. I'm taking a girl there, but you don't got to worry about her. Why would he have to worry about her? Is Fibby trying to allude that the girl might be an FBI agent? This guy's crazy. And I want to show you the picture right here. Look at that. Handsome fella, huh? Let's get back to Fibby's date.
We applied. So before we leave, another guy says, we'll just give you a ride home. Don't take the train. Okay. So on the way home, he stops by every single mob hit location. Like a 15 square mile, like a drive from Queens, Myrtle Avenue, back to where I live in Manhattan. It's about 15 minutes with some traffic. He stops by every single fucking mob joint.
So why don't you tell him? So he's trying to tell you he's going to drive her. Fibby has a chauffeur chauffeuring him and this girl around to. Now they leave the social club, and now he takes them to all mafia hits or whackings where clippings went. If clippings or whackings happened in the 80s, well, they went to every place, probably that Sparks place and where the clippings and whackings happen. So he's taking a girl there, a girl that likes him, this was what he says, came 2 states away to see him, and he's taking her to whackings and clippings and hits
he's
him.
telling all these gory details. I'm looking at him like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to get laid over here. Would you like hurry up? You know what I mean?
Did you hear what he just said right there? He's trying to get laid. He's trying to sleep with this woman who likes him. But we're going to see how that goes later on in the date, because he says he wants to be intimate with this woman. Evidently not. We're going to see how that intimacy goes. Let's get back to date night with Fibby.
And then he started the political discussion with her, and that was it. You know, then it might as well have been fucking Vaseline and shower time for me.
Very creepy. Very creepy. Vaseline and shower time. That happens very often in Pierre's house. But listen to this, what he's saying. He's saying the girl that likes him so much was turned off because the other guy started talking politics. Now, let's say that was the case where she didn't like what the other... What's that have to do with you? She just claimed 2 states to see you. Why would she care if some other guy has some politics she don't like? She likes you.
But yeah, no, it's but he pulled up in front of Joe and Mary's, the old place where Carmine Galante got hit.
Oh my
and he's telling her, yeah, they blew out his eye socket. And I'm just like, oh God, like, just shut up already.
If that was the case, he would be like, hey, go home, bring me home. Stop going to these stupid places. Now he probably where Carmine Galante, where he got clippings, where whackings and clippings happened.
So yeah, that was one of those things. And then I took another girl like a couple years later to another party because we have this big...
Oh, this is another girl. Okay, this is another girl. He's taking another party. What happened that night? So this girl, he's trying to tell you that this girl came from 2 other states to New York. But as soon as she heard the political talk, she left and went home. None of this ever happened. Man, you got to stop lying. You are not a good liar.
Party every year. And that went tits up like shortly after. So my guy says to me, you just got to stop bringing these broads here because everyone you bring, it just ends miserably like a week after. I was like, yeah, you're not telling me nothing. I don't know.
Oh, what a chump.
Well, no, see, that's the weird thing. And what ended up happening was I went out and got a futon before she came because, I'm not going to sit nothing. And I'm laying on this horrible, awful futon, and I'm turning over because I feel like somebody stared at the back of my head. And I turn over and I'm like, what's up?
Fibby got no game. No game. Fibby's probably a virgin, let's be honest. Well, he does talk about Asian bathhouses a lot, so he probably paid for it. But here he is in the first girl. He wants to be intimate with this woman. Now, the second woman's at his house. He buys her a futon, and now he's saying he's sleeping, and there's a girl on a futon giving him all these hints to come lay with her and sleep with her, and Fibby's not taking it.
It's kind of cold in here. Totally, right over my fucking head. Totally didn't get what she was saying. I was like, oh, here, let me get you another blanket. I went back to bed. So, yeah.
That's how you know he's either a fanook or he just has no social skills. Johnny, what's up? Imagine, like I said, some girl that the man and woman are both attracted to each other. She comes, stays at your house. You buy her, you put her on a futon, and she's giving you all these hints. I'm cold. I need a blanket. He just doesn't get it. It's just never happened.
It did work out. She was a nice girl, but still. It was, God, talk about embarrassing. But it was nice to see her anyway. And
it was nice to see her. What a cock, man. What a simp. What a simp. It was nice to see her anyway. It was nice to watch her and that stud fornicate in the corner as I sat in the chair and watched the cuck chair. It was nice to sit in the cuck chair and watch her fornicate with that stud. Wow.
Shortly after that, she blocked me on Facebook. So, or I blocked her. I don't know how it worked.
Wait, he does all right. So she blocked him after she seen he went full Richard Simmons on her. After she realized he was full Travolta and he was not into women. Here she is like, hey, dude, I'm cold. I came to sleep at your house. I'm on a futon. Come cuddle with me, lay down with me, something. Nope, not him. Not him.
That was a long time ago. But yeah, driving past every mob hit place where it's like negative 10 degrees and just want to go home. And she had been drinking wine, too.
See how we see these stories? How, remember, he said they were 2 different women. The first story, he's talking about the girl with them bringing by the whackings and clipping social clubs, right? Now he said it was a different girl, but he forgets that in the lie. He's still going with the first girl. That's why now he's like, the social clubs ruined it for her. I thought that was the first girl that the politics and the social clubs ruined it for. The second girl's date was ruined because she was on a futon asking you to come keep her warm, and you didn't keep her warm. The lies entwine, and he forgets.
Sent me like this text in the bathroom. What do I got to do? So she comes out of the bus. What do you mean? What do I got to do? And she looked at me and goes, "What do I got to do to get us to go home?" And okay, yeah. But of course, my buddy had to play fucking tour guide. So,
all right, so before they leave the social club, the woman is giving him hints, telling him, what do I got to do to get you to go home with me? This is fucking crazy.
It is what it is. But yeah, you're right. I'd probably do it to myself. I'm a little dense.
No kidding, Fibby. Weaving his tails. Yes. Was Fibby whacking near the social? Fibby could have done a whacking near the social club. It's possible. Fibby said he was shot twice. They tried to do whackings on Fibby twice. In his own words, he was shot twice. This was the greatest hits of Fibby tales right here. I believe the next one's the Fago story.
I mean, other than Federal Hill, which, that Federal Hill went to.
Oh, no, this is about Federal Hill. This is about Federal Hill.
A huge transformation. Anyway, my grandfather once said, well, never mind, I can't repeat that because that would probably be considered ill things to say about people. But for a long time, Federal Hill was clean and everything, and the trucks.
It's clean right now.
It's a lot different. He definitely was a character, 100%. 100%. I never met Buddy Cianci. I wish I had, but my mother used to tell me stories.
He can't even say Cianci like us Providence people do. Us Rhode Island people say Cianci. He says Cianci. He's going to tell us that his mother almost married Buddy Cianci.
Grandfather, all my uncles knew.
All his uncles knew.
And some other people, but my mother never had a bad word to say about him. She always used to say, I wonder if I hadn't met your father, if I would have married Buddy. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
No.
But she never had anything negative. He used to go to my grandfather's house on Sundays and eat dinner with them.
Bullshit.
I want to say this publicly.
So now Buddy Cianci was over Secret Mafia Grandpa's house eating dinners with them on Sunday. What the fuck? Fibby Hill, Fibberel Hill. Mentally ill from Fibberel Hill.
My uncle's wife's father was a guy by the name of Antonio Guerra. Okay?
My uncle's wife's father?
You know what the promenade is? It's the old foundry building. Antonio Guerra bought it, which was my uncle's father-in-law.
My uncle's father. I don't know if you know Teddy. He's my third cousin's neighbor, uncle's father-in-law's mailman's niece, 4 times removed.
The New England Patriots to Providence.
What's up, Montauk?
Antonio Guerra that they were going to do it. So there you go. I don't want to say much past that.
Listen.
But, I still know a lot of people.
Yeah, but he says he still knows a lot of people from our neighborhood in our city. Really? Like who? Nobody.
My family owned a lot of tenement homes on the hill, and then they, moved off of.
What street? Where did you own the tenement homes? What street? Because you don't even know any names of any streets. What's up, Joey?
Street and to Modena Ave. So those are my roots. But my aunt who died about 6 months, she was in her 90s. I was my grandfather's sister. Still lived on the hill.
No,
still lived on the hill. She never left.
What street? What street did your aunt live on? Still bullshit. This kid is so pathetic. He lies so much. It's glorious.
Uncle Jimmy never left the hill.
Jimmy.
Never. It's a lot different now. I was back there 2 years ago for a John Gotti Jr. fight. I had been back in probably
Listen to this lie.
15 years. Okay, let's be honest. I didn't recognize Federal Hill. I recognized it visually, like this is where I'm at, but I just was like, so many things are different. And it was weird. It was almost sad. We drove down Modena Ave and I was pointing out the house and it was sad.
Modena Ave is not in Federal Hill. And number one, Federal Hill's been gentrified. The neighborhood's clean as a whistle. You fucking retard. The neighborhood was bad in the 90s, mid-90s. The neighborhood was bad, gangs and shit like that on the back roads. But no, it got all gentrified. All the yuppies came in. The neighborhood's clean as a whistle. I don't know what the fuck. He's been like that for the last 10 years. I don't know what he's talking about. He's a liar.
It had to be. And I just wanted to get out of the car and go sit on the porch because that's where all my memories are from. My
imagine that. This guy, he actually took a guy, the lawyer he took him and sat on the porch and was saying he had memories. You know how sick that is? That's like me pulling up somewhere in Connecticut or New York and getting out and lying to one of you and be like, all the memories I had here. Oh my God. Like, that's fucking weird, man. You're going to be a fucking loser. The neighborhoods was all sold when Phoebe's grandpa was around. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Sitting out giving
What's up,
candy
Katie?
to people that walk by, smoking his cigar, drinking his scotch, everybody rolling up to come see him, kiss him, say hello, that kind of stuff. I miss that.
So he's trying to say his father said on Medina Avenue, it's not in Federal Hill. That's where my mother's from, Smith Street, where all the Irish people were from. So his grandfather's sitting out there with a cigar, and everybody's coming by kissing him and stuff. Is that before he peed in the can? And that's still not up in Federal Hill, you idiot.
There's something about a New England childhood that people never understand.
Whoa. A New England childhood. There's something about a New England childhood people will never understand. This comes from a guy who was brought up in Virginia Beach. Shout out to Virginia Beach. This kid, even the Scott Williams Collier thing, he said he lived in New York till he was 10 years old and then moved to Rhode Island. Fuck, kid grew up in Virginia Beach. I had his friend on who showed his yearbook. There's nothing like a New England childhood. That's crazy, Phoebe. Let's see what this one is.
My uncles, my relatives were in the life, as they say, and I had a cousin named Georgie.
All right, so see, he owes us $25,000. Phoebe said if anybody can find a video where he said he had family members that were mobsters, he would pay us $25,000. Well, you owe me $25,000.
And, Georgie was a little bit slow.
Georgie.
In some ways, not retarded. I'm just slow on the uptake.
All right, so this is cousin Georgie, who's a little bit slow. He has a limp, but he's got one arm. He's got one arm because he threw a hand grenade in a car, and it blew his arm off. Georgie doesn't exist. There's no Georgies from Rhode Island with one arm.
And him and my dad, obviously my father married my mother in the 60s, so, there was a lot of ball busting that always took place when my pop was around. And George would always fuck with my dad. And I remember one time I was with Georgie and his Jaguar, and we were sitting in the car talking. I think it was a family feud.
Georgie and the Jaguar. That sounds like a children's book. Georgie and the Jaguar. What the fuck? Man, imagine being someone like this where you got to make up a whole life story and lie. Then you get caught in all your lies. Imagine, I could never sit on YouTube when people have me double speaking 1,000 times. I'd leave YouTube. That's why I'm not a hypocrite. I don't have to worry about that. Right? What a hypocrite.
And I didn't see Georgie in years, and he says to me, "Oh, give me your father's number. I'm going to call your father." And I'm like, because they hadn't seen each other in probably 20
I'm waiting for the best part of where the transgender stalks him.
years. I was a little hesitant to give him my father's number, but I did. He had it on speakerphone, and my dad goes, "Hello," and George goes, "Dickie, baby, how's it going? I got your kiddo here. We're in Providence. We're heading up to the hill. I'm gonna send him to go make a run for me." And my father's like, "George, you don't send him to do nothing."
Wait a minute. Whoa. Hey, Dickie, this is Georgie. I'm up the hill with your kid. I'm going to make him do a run for me. What the fuck world do you come from? This is sick. This kid's a culture vulture. He's not even Italian, but claims that he's Italian and he's got all these Italian mobster fans. There is no mob around here no more. And when there was, he didn't know them people. He's sick. He should feel humiliated, Distable. I'd feel humiliated too. If I came on here and told you that I was from Texas and I knew how to rope longhorns, I don't know, fucking ride horses really good, and then you see me doing it and I'm terrible at it. I don't know. This kid has no shame. He's a freak of nature.
And George goes, "Do you remember in 1965 when you were stationed at the Florida Keys and we used dynamite to kill fish?" And I'm like going, "Oh my God." And my father's like, "Yeah, Georgie, yeah." And he goes, "Do you remember?"
That's something that Black Ops Navy SEALs do. Well, no, hologram holding CIA guys do, like he said his father is. A hologram holding CIA guy. They blow up fish. And Mafia cousin Georgie. Remember when we blow up fish? What the? Sounds like something a 5-year-old would do, a 5th grader.
Remember in 1967, we all came down to Florida and that fucking bum Frank Barbosa got whacked.
Wow, this is so pathetic. Now, everybody knows what Frank Barbosa is. He was all over the news. He was some rat from the 70s that Raymond had killed back in the 70s before any of us were born or anything like that. This kid's trying to tell you that his uncle jumped on the phone with his dad. Remember when we killed Joe Barbosa? What the fuck? This is very sad and pathetic. Wow, this is pathetic. If I was you, I'd hide my head I'd be an ostrich and buried in the sand. Go look up the guy Joe Barbour. He was some stool pigeon from the 70s. It was all over the news. That's how Fibby knows about it. Some guy they killed him in like San Francisco or something like that. But Fibby's gonna tell you this is sick. Nicky Nowick, what's up, bro? He used it loosely.
He's like, oh my God. And I wish I could go a little further into details about what that was essentially about. But
if he went into further details, he would tell you that his father's the one who killed him.
Let's just say that people that were accused of killing him aren't the ones that really did that.
No shit.
For a fact.
He knows it for a fact. Everybody, it was all over the news, dickhead. They were wrongfully accused. It was all over the news, dickhead.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
He's going to leave it at that. He wants you to think that it's a mysterious thing when everybody and their mother knows about this because it was all over every news station and all these mob hump fucking videos over the years. This kid's a fanboy.
Was my relatives showing up in Florida Keys, driving Lincolns in silk suits, and parking their cars, and the FBI watching them there, and then they go out the back door, they get on a plane, and they go somewhere. Who knows? I'm not going to get into all that. But
so, all right, so him and all of his relatives were sitting in Florida doing whackings and clippings and bookieing around, and they jumped on. They went into one door, came out another door, and jumped on a plane and disappeared. Yeah, he was killed in California, Richie. Yeah, in the 70s or something. Yeah, early 80s, 70s. We were all little kids. This kid's he's a mafia nerd who reads all this shit and fucking then lies to people and says he's from Providence. He's fucking sick. What a sick puppy.
So when my cousin Georgie called my father on the phone, he did this on a goddamn freeway in Rhode Island. He slowed up to like 5 miles an hour because he's talking. He's just stating.
Okay, let me tell you something. You're not slowing up to 5 miles an hour on a freeway in Rhode Island. Okay, you're not slowing up to 5 miles an hour. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get in a fucking accident on any freeway in any country. But listen to Fibby tell it. Now this is made mafia cousin Georgie with one arm who threw a grenade. And the grenade just blew his arm off. Didn't blow his face off. No scrap metal went through his neck, his chest, lungs, kidneys. Just his arm.
Fucking hands, talking with his hands. And I'm like thinking, Jesus Christ, what are you fucking
Wait, how is Georgie talking with his hands when he's got one hand? He's got the phone in one hand, Jeff. How's Georgie talking with his hands, Jeff?
Prior to going with him, my Uncle Tony said to me, Jeffrey, be very careful with him.
No, he did this about his other fake cousin too. The poor, the guy Joe. Watch out for him. This kid's nuts.
Be careful. Because Georgie, likes to get people involved in nonsense. Just don't do anything he says. I'm like, he's my cousin. Whatever he tells me to do, I'm going to do. And I didn't understand.
Whatever, Georgie. He's my cousin. If he tells me to go blow 7 guys behind the 7-Eleven, I'm going to go blow 7 guys behind the 7-Eleven. If Georgie tells me to take off my trousers, I'm taking off my trousers. Dungarees around the ankles. Listen to his stories. It comes from Cable Guy. It's like the movie Cable Guy. If you want to know who Fibby Lowmanz is, go watch Cable Guy.
His warning. Now, today I do. God rest Georgie's soul. He died a few years ago. But, yeah, he just...
What's Georgie's last name? Who is Georgie? Georgie from Providence. This ominous Georgie from... I think Georgie from Providence never existed. And if he's alive, he's a cunt. You're a fucking liar. Georgie, yeah. What Georgie says, no questions asked. Fibby's just going to do it. Anthony, I'll tell you something right now for certain. There's no Hell's Angel in the world that would give a patch to any. Yes, Anthony, no shit. He said that the Hell's Angels from Finland came to America to personally meet him and give him a jacket that says Hell's Angels, but he can't wear it nowhere. And there was no pictures to give me a break. Imagine being caught in all of these lies. Honestly, I don't make lies up. That's why I don't make lies up, because people will always laugh at you and fucking never believe a word you say. When you make lies up, you get caught. Nobody can remember all them lies, and he can never remember all them lies. And these lies are outlandish. They're fucking crazy.
And just carried on a conversation like nobody would be listening, and like it was 1960 all over again. And I didn't know my father blew up fish with dynamite. Let's see, I turned 47.
Listen.
On July 17th. If you had told me...
Fibby's drunk right here. July 17th, he turned 47. He's real drunk in this one. This is a new one. It went from Cousin Georgie to this one now. Mafia serial killer Fibby. This is from Fibby's Greatest Hits. The Fibby Tales link is in the description. Please give that channel a sub. Shout out to the Fibby Tales husband and wife duo.
A week and a half of me turning 47, I would have 2 instances with the NYPD and getting into a fist fight twice.
Oh, here comes the Fago story. Here comes the transgender story, or he says a very nice transgender person was following him and stalking him sexually. Let's listen to the 2 fights in 1 week he got into. This kid's never been in a pushing match in his life. But listen to these 2 fights he describes, and listen to the one with the transgender person.
I told you were fucking nuts, especially when I got a bum shoulder that I have to get surgery on.
What?
If you'd have told me that.
All right, so he's got a bum shoulder. He's got into these fights. He even got into these fights with a bum shoulder that he had surgery on.
But you were fucking crazy.
He's drunk.
For those that know and those that don't, I have a very small threshold for bullshit.
Did you just hear that? He has a very small threshold for bullshit. You can't make this stuff up, people.
Listen, I'm not proud of it. I don't want to be pushed that level. I try walking away from shit, but people just don't understand.
They don't understand.
And I don't know if it's that I look soft, so people think I'm soft.
No, it's maybe because it's the rainbow pin you're wearing on your shirt. Like, I don't know, do I look soft? Listen to this shit.
I don't know what it is. Just some people don't know when to quit. And listen, I don't even really want to talk about it, but I'm only talking about it because I'm getting it out of my system.
Wow, look how whacked he is. He's high as a kite. He didn't want to talk about it, but he's got to get it out of his system. So let's listen. Like I said, he's got. What about the emergency contact? You couldn't have called and vent to her about it?
What's that? In my building, who I've never liked. His sexual orientation's got nothing to do with nothing. I can care less who you are.
Okay, all right. So wait a minute. It's not a security guard. It's a guy. Fago lives in the building. Rat Trap City. Yes, Fago domestic abuse. You called the Fago shit too. Make sure you sub to Rat Trap City's channel. Listen, did you hear what he just said? A guy who lives in his building. So I'm guessing that him and this Fago character had an affair. I'm guessing that because let's see how the story pans out. You tell me if you believe this story or not, or is it something else? Because it came from somewhere. Most liars, their lie comes from somewhere. Maybe you'll see a Michael Jackson CD on the ground, and you'll be like, "Oh, I met Michael Jackson today." Or you'll see a baseball card in the ground of Don Mattingly. You know, I'm related to Don Mattingly. Where did this come from? A relationship or what? Let's listen.
What you like, what you don't like. But what you're not going to do is stare me down.
Wait, Richie says it's because he sucks cock. Here's what he said. You're not going to stare him down. So Fago was staring him down. Fago is the transmission he's talking about, is staring him down. Let's go back a little second, though, because this is very fascinating.
My Uncle Tony said to me, Jeffrey, be very careful. People don't know when to quit. And listen, I don't even really want to talk about it, but I'm only talking about it because I'm getting it out of my system. There's a guy in my building who I've never liked. His sexual orientation's got nothing to do with nothing. I can care less who you are, what you like, what you don't like. But what you're not going to do is stare me down.
Stare me down.
And the other day I was on the phone with an attorney and we were talking about just organized crime and stuff like that. And this guy who I had a problem with, and this is a guy who screams out of his window every day he likes to get fucked in his ass.
Whoa, he says this guy. So him and his lawyer are on the phone talking about organized crime. And the gay guy likes screaming out the window, "I like to get effed in my butt." That comes from his words.
And that's okay if that's what he likes. But I really don't want to hear that shit. Keep it to yourself. It's one of these people that looks for attention, thinks he's a tough guy.
Wow, that sounds like you. Looks for attention, thinks he's a tough guy.
And whatever. And so I just stayed away from the guy. And on Tuesday, no, it was Monday. I take that back.
On Tuesday, my mother caught us under the sheets.
Monday, I'm sitting outside my phone, and I turn around.
Wait, where is this phone? In your apartment, or do you share? Does your whole building share like a public phone? So he's on the phone with his lawyer. Fago's walking by and what? Looking him up and down. How's that? If you're on the phone, what are you doing on the phone in the hallway? Anyways, what's he on his cell phone in the hallway talking about mafia stuff? Let's listen to what Fago says when he walks by.
Yeah, he's staring me down. And I'm kind of like, all right, I can handle this one of two ways. I can just ignore him, go across the street, just don't even. But for some reason, I don't know what it was, he wanted to have a conversation. And so I was on the phone. I says, let me put you on hold. And my attorney says to one of my attorneys says to me, Jesus Christ, don't punch him in the face. Don't, whatever you do, Jeff, don't go to jail. Well, the guy made a mistake. So all I did was look up at him and say, you got a fucking problem. Is there something you feel like you need to say to me? Because if so, I'll get off the phone and we can have a conversation. And he just stood there staring.
I can't turn up the volume. That's as loud as it goes.
So I said, let me call you back. Put the phone in my pocket. I got right up in his face. I said, is there something you want to fucking say to me? Because I'm not your type, so stop staring at me. And you don't say shit. So I do the right thing. Say, all right, well, he tried to backpedal. Oh, no, I'm not staring. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. I'm not, all right, whatever. So I go.
This is a weird, crazy. What's up, Crazy Purple? This is a very weird fantasy. I'm believing. I believe it's like how you touch it with a needle. Like he likes to go right up to the door and act like he's gonna knock, but he doesn't knock. Meaning he goes right up to the homosexual stuff and then walks it back. Like he wants to come out bad, but I'm coming out. Let's listen. Yeah, I wish you could hear this better, but I'm trying. Let me see if I kill this thing over here, this fan. Maybe you can hear it better. Maybe you can hear it better if I kill that fan. This is demented. So this guy is a guy in your building who sexually hits on him. Let's listen.
Across the street just to get the fuck away. Then he starts following me. And I said, okay, now it's going to be on.
All right, this is weird right here. So he's in his hallway. Why isn't he in his house talking on the phone? Right? Yeah, he just wants to admit he likes guys. Yes, that's what he should do. Why don't he just go in his house and talk on the phone to his lawyers? So he's in the hallway. The transgender person in his building is looking him up and down and now follows him outside. He goes outside with the phone. None of this makes sense.
I said, is there something you want to fucking say to me? Because I'm not your type, so stop staring at me. And you don't say shit. So I do the right thing. Say, all right, well, he tried to backpedal. Oh, no, I'm not staring. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. I'm not, all right, whatever. So I go to walk across the street just to get the fuck away. Then he starts following me. And I said, okay, now it's going to be on. And the whole time he's chirping. Sweetie this, sweetie that. I'm ignoring him and trying to walk away.
Wait a minute. First, he looked at the guy and he goes, do you got a problem? And the guy goes, no, I don't got a problem. So Jeff keeps walking and the guy walks by him and it's sweetie this and sweetie that. Sweetie this and let me run it back a little. Hold on. Sweetie this and sweetie that.
I just stood there staring. So I said, let me call you back. Put the phone in my pocket. I got right up in his face. I said, is there something you want to fucking say to me? Because I'm not your type, so stop staring at me. And you don't say shit. So I do the right thing. Say, all right, well, he tried to backpedal. Oh, no, I'm
Makes no sense.
I'm not doing X, Y, Z.
I'm not staring. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. Then Phoebe walks away and he's like, sweetie, sexy poo, Crisco. What?
No, all right, whatever. So I go to walk across the street just to get the fuck away. Then he starts following me.
All right, listen to this. I don't mean to cut. He goes across the street to get away. Why don't you just go in your apartment? Or was Fago in the apartment? Was Fago in the apartment? Does this make any sense? Yeah, it's the first time anybody called him Sweetie David. Does this make any sense? Let's listen to what happens when Phoebe goes across the street.
Hey, now it's going to be on. And the whole time he's chirping. sweetie this, sweetie that. And I'm ignoring him. I'm trying to walk away. Because I don't know if I can, to be honest with you, I don't know if I can defend myself. The guy's not bigger than me.
What? I don't know if I can defend myself against Fago. He just said he just jumped up in the guy's face and the guy cop deuces and all this. Now Fago's back to, I want Fibby. I want Fibby. He wants Fibby's ass. Very fucking weird. Fago was one of Pierre's friends. It very well could have been. Because why does I walked across the street to get away from him? Why don't you just go in your home? Was he in your home? Let's listen.
I got one arm here.
He's got one arm.
He keeps following me. And I'm like, all right, now I'm ready to pop. So I come back.
Now he's ready to pop. We all know what that means. Nikki, yes, he's a pillow biter. Of course he is. Even watch when I play the story with the gay, the father's gay friends. Now in the story, now Fago's following him around going, woo, woo, sexy Jeff. Shake that weird mongoloid head. Let's see what Fibby does.
Just street in front of my building. Now keep in mind, in front of my building, I got a lot of people. I got my friends. I know people from the block. And this guy is just running his mouth. Now he's running his mouth. Oh, you a bitch, you this, you that. And I just looked at him and says,
Wait. First he went from going, hey, sweetie, sexy poo, 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 I love you, to you're a bitch. Like, this makes no sense. It's just very weird. But let's see what happens.
I'll tell you this once. And once only, you need to go inside the building or go down the street or you're going to get fucking hurt. I'm done playing. Leave me the fuck alone. And my friend Joey looks at him and goes, yo, dude, don't go the fuck in the building. You're going to get stomped out here.
You're going to get stomped.
Oh, he's not going to do nothing. And when I hit him, then he went straight down, laying on his back, screaming, call 911.
All right, he's screaming, call 911. That would have been a gay bashing incident right there. Yeah. Hey, Kitten, why don't you go check those 911 calls, Kitten, after you suck around Bay's prick? Does this make any sense? Jeez, this is crazy stories.
And of course, the building security runs out, looks going, and they saw the whole thing. I'm not proud of it.
He's not proud.
And he tried to play the whole gay card.
Wait. Why aren't you proud of it? There's a guy sexually harassing you, and you punched him in the face. You should be proud of that. Nobody should sexually harass anybody. Fibby liked it. Fibby likes it.
And I was abusing him because he was gay, which is bullshit. No, you just
So he said the cops came there. Guaranteed that never happened. No incident report. The cops came there, and he's playing the, as Fibby calls it, the gay card that Fibby has in his back pocket. Wouldn't he be arrested for fucking gay bashing or something? It happened in New York City, would have been a hate crime. Yeah, it would have been a hate crime. It makes no sense. Yeah, so Fago's on the ground bleeding, screaming, gay card, hate crime, all this stuff, when he's the one literally stalking Fibby. It makes no sense. I lost this thing. That's why I hate, oh, here it is. I hate using my welfare stuff.
And I was abusing him because he was gay, which is bullshit. No, you just got a big fucking mouth, and you just don't know when to stop. And you would have pumped that, you would have flexed that fat arms you got, you would get hurt.
But at first, Fibby was scared because he was much bigger than Fibby. Maybe he overpowered Fibby before in a wrestling match, because Pierre likes to watch Fibby and Fago wrestle on the floor and all the cat fur.
That all happened on Monday, and I thought, all right, my shoulder's killing me afterwards, whatever.
His shoulder's killing him. Anthony says, over time, lying becomes an automatic and unconscious habit, making it hard for the person to stop, even when there's no clear benefit to lying. Yes, the more the person lies, the easier it becomes. Yeah, that's a great, yes, well said. I watch a lot of those narcissists and Liars Anonymous shit. He got him in a full Nelson.
And so then on fucking Wednesday, yesterday.
Oh, here's another fight. So one fight on Monday with the Queen Fago, and now there's another fight coming. Let's listen to Fibby's double header. You know what really happened with that double header? Pierre got two bitches, Fago and Fibby.
Amazing to me, the distortion in history. He did serve the country. 2 tours to Vietnam, Bronze Star, Silver Star, Freedom Medal. My father was a decorated war veteran for sure. And then he went to work for the federal government in the secret, what they call the Black World.
His father worked in the black world, CIA black ops. Listen to what he says. 10 levels higher than the president even.
It's funny because I tell this story all the time, that when the feds raided my house in 1990, I want to say 95, 90, no, it was after that because they brought up my criminal conviction. So it had to have been 2002, the FBI raided my house. And when they came in, doesn't matter all of the circumstances of that, but it was funny because all of these years, I wondered why they let sort of what their accusation was go, because normally they don't. But then I realized
so the feds came to his house with an accusation. Now, why would the feds come to your house with an accusation? But secret mafia secret CIA daddy is going to take care of this whole thing with one swoop of the CIA hand. Listen to this. It's absolute bullshit.
Like fucking Black World, he was an SR-20, whatever the fuck, which is like 1010.
What's an SR-20? I think Black Hat Music, a Man in the Box, debunked that weird thing. So the SR-20 dad saved him from this. Listen to this horse shit.
10 levels ahead of presidential clearance. So whatever my father did, and I really don't know what he did, to be honest with you. He couldn't tell me. It wasn't CIA. It was much deeper and higher than that. But I always thought that my father somehow got me out of the jail. I don't know if he did or not. I'll never know. But when he died, William Cohen, the former defense secretary, was there. He got like all kinds of letters from like former presidents that knew him, like knew of him, and and then they gave the family the weirdest sort of recognition medal I've ever seen in my life. It had like all of these like planets, and it was like a hologram deal, and it said Black World.
So his father got all these medals from different presidents, and they gave him a secret Black Ops hologram medal that no one else has. This is stealing valor. This is fucking weird.
Affairs. So I have no idea what my father did. I really don't. But I know that he was compensated very well for what he did. But when he went on vacation or for work, there were no phone calls. He would just be back when he would be back. So, what is the Black World? Black World operations. Black World operations would include killing dictators, killing presidents of other countries. It would include arms dealing. It would include all kinds of things. It also would include things like nuclear weapons trade. It would include things like 9/11. Because before my father was, believe it or not, my father was supposed to be on the flight that crashed outside of Pittsburgh, but he got a call 3 days before that saying,
you hear that? His father was supposed to be on the flight that crashed outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah. And my father was the coach for the New York Yankees.
Making planes, we've got weird stuff going on, so he drove instead. Just like I was in New York prior to 9/11, and he called me, I don't know, 2 days before. He said, "Hey, why don't you come home? I miss you." For my father, first of all, my father to call me and say he missed me was not an abnormal thing. That's just the way my dad was. He just, screw taking a train or fly back. Just come on, just rent a car. You'll be fine. I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. And I didn't know why. I didn't understand it. And then when 9/11 hit, he woke me up and he pointed at the TV. He goes, "Those motherfuckers finally did it." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Someday you'll understand." Apparently, prior to this, New York and DC had ordered a bunch of high-tech radars that included some of the contents were uranium-based, the radar detection that we have, and you have to worry.
Nikki Newick, no, that's the greatest thing right there. This kid is such a jerk-off. That's what most Italian males and women would say about this kid. Well, any human being would say that. But yes, he is a jerk-off. There's no big jerk-off on here.
Stuff like that, because if they leak, it can cause cancer. Just take my word for it.
Just take his word.
What happened in 9/11? I don't think he knew about it, but he knew something was up because New York and DC had ordered a ton of these things, rush order, like get up from other buildings if you have to. So, from his standpoint, he always believed that 9/11 was done by our own country. He never believed that it was other people from other countries. But that's just the way my father was, and for my father to say that, was something. But he would always tell me that he would. And I'll give you a good reference point. My father would have to have lie detector tests once a month. So anybody that was Russian.
Listen to this. Once a month, his father would have to have lie detector test. Come on. And listen to, he's going to tell us when he was in school, if he had any friends that were Korean or Russian, he would have to tell his dad about that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God. If we have time, I'll play the daddy, I'm not homophobic dad story.
North Korean I had to tell my father, like he said to me, listen, bring over any friends that are like Russian, like off the boat. I need to know if they're from Korea or North Korea. I need to know, and then he would have to go tell his people.
He's a pathological liar. Yes, Meet the Parents. He probably got that from Meet the Parents. That's where he got Jinxie from, the cat, too. Meet the fucking Parents. The Fockers. He's a Focker.
The way it was. So he had lie detector tests once a month, and still to this day, I have no idea what he did.
I used to once a month, like a period. Yes, that was menstruating. Imagine that. Once a month, you had to go for a lie detector test. Jeez, wow. Imagine doing this to your. That's why his family. This is why his family don't like him.
Oh, we're aliens. He would always laugh at me. But I can tell you one thing. I went on a business trip with him one time to Atlanta. And they were in the middle of the fucking woods. And there were all these tarps up. And there were men in suits walking back and forth. And they were military. They weren't even military guards. These military guards would be in camo. These guys were like in all black shit. Shit I've never seen in my life. And he says, you're not allowed to come with me. And he had to get me a special hologram card to even get into this area. But I couldn't leave the car.
Well, you hear that? You're not allowed to come with me. But I'm going to get you a special hologram card. But you're going to have to stay in the car. Does any of this make any fucking sense? You are the worst liar in the world, dude, but keep doing it, please, Fibby.
And to just sit there. And I remember when they pulled the tarp back for him to walk in with like a bunch of other people, I could see like all of this metal fragments on the ground. And still to this day, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like part of a nuclear bomb that was buried. That was leaking.
So he's trying to tell you he's sitting in the car. His father just got him his little hologram card, special little bus, special little son. He's sitting in the car, and he watched his father and all these people open these tarps, and he sees this metal on the ground. Yeah, okay.
To this day, I don't know. And on his deathbed, I begged him to tell me what he did, and he just said, I wish I could, but I can't.
This is sad, but his father told him all, remember the walk on the beach, killing people? What the fuck? This is sad. Even lying about your father like this, man.
Someday you'll know. There'll be a book about it. Someday, somewhere, somehow.
There'll be a book.
He'd been out to like Mare Island, Area 51. He'd been to all those places. So, all right. I'm a little tired of your stupidity, so you're out of here.
He blocked somebody.
Bigfoot. I wish it was Bigfoot.
See, he's blocking people in the chat because even his own chat is like, dude, this story is outlandish. All right, as much as you guys like me and like watching my channel, if I came on here and I was blowing pure smoke up your ass, or if I told you today I hit the lottery for $10,000, I got a Ferrari outside, Gwyneth Paltrow wants to date me, would you fucking believe me? Or would you indulge and be like, yeah, we believe you, Emma? You'd be like, like you and all, but I think you're fucking lying. You're nuts.
Well, my father knew stuff. He knew stuff, and he always seemed to know. All right, so you guys really want me to tell you a story? Like it's, and I'm not proud of this. But this is going to show you.
Did you hear that? You guys really want me to tell you a story? He's like, you really want me to tell you a story? Of course we do, Fibby. That's what we're here for, the stories.
Power that my dad had, okay? When I was a kid, all right? I've told you guys.
Yes. Thank you, Gianni. Listen, Emory, if you came on here saying that you saw an alien spaceship at Area 51, I would call bullshit. Thank you. Yes. If I told you that fucking Gwyneth Paltrow is my new girlfriend, you would call me a bullshitter, right? I'm like, no, believe me, Gwyneth Paltrow is in love with me. I was on the set of Shallow Hal with her, and she loved me. You wouldn't believe me, even if you like me. There's guys in the chat I grew up with. Richie, I've known him since I was 7, 8 years old. He would tell me, Nick, you're full of shit.
I was a troubled kid.
No, not you.
I did things that weren't great. Well, there was a certain kid in school. You know when you're kids and you say, oh, my father has guns, he has this, he has that. And the kid says, no.
Oh, it's the gun store.
Bring him to school. That's what I did. I took a Chrome 1911 45 to school. And to show it to my friends, I hid it in a water tank out back of the school. Don't ask me how the fuck my father found out. All I know is that like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I just finished lunch. I'm in my class. I look out and I see my father staring at me. Now, you cannot go into a school without identification. They would always do that. Somehow he came to the school. He convinced the secretary and the principal of the school.
Now, listen, any father can do this. I go in over this. I don't want to cover this too much, but any parent can go get their kid out of school. He's acting like his father was some sort of Houdini. How did my dad get me out of class? He asked the fucking principal, may I talk to my son? Any parent can go to the school and be like, I'd like to talk to my son. It's a family emergency or whatever.
He needed to see me alone. I don't know, maybe he made something up. My mother died. I don't know. When I get out in the hallway,
It's always the mother
my father
dying.
says to me, and I quote, "Of all the fucking things you have ever done, this is the stupidest. Where's the fucking gun?" I said, "Well, I don't have it on me. I didn't bring no gun." Jeff, I said, "All right. So it's out back under this thing. You got to lift this thing. It's over there." And he just looked at me and says, "I'll see you at home." And he went out back, got the gun, and took it off school property. It wasn't loaded. The firing pin was actually taken out of it. But
magical.
my father somehow got into the school, was able to get the gun. And here's the interesting part about it. He never mentioned another word to me about it. Ever. I would have been headline news at like 11 years old. Yeah. Not cool. Not cool. But it was only decided. There wasn't a clip. There wasn't a firing pin. Nobody could have gotten hurt. There was nothing like that. But my father just knew me well. You know, maybe he saw me pop it in my bag. Maybe
that's why he made sure that you didn't get nothing of his when he passed away. You didn't even inherit a picture, your own words.
I don't know. Maybe he overheard. He listened. I don't know. That's the first time my father saved my ass. You know, but whenever he did, he was able to convince people to just don't pull him out of class and let me go see him. So I don't know what he said. But I've never, ever, ever told that story in my life because it's embarrassing. You know, you're a kid, you don't know any better. But it was
You
right
do
after
know
that,
better.
The house was gone. My dad had
You know, an 11-year-old kid, when I was 11 years old, I would never take a gun to school. That's fucking stupid. But this kid wants to kill his mother, his stepmom. Fucking, he said he wanted to kill my family too, everybody's family. This guy's no, he wants to kill Joey Marlino, Little Snuff. He wants to kill Spanky. What's up, Montauk? He's crazy.
38s, 45s. Like the 45 was actually his father's. My grandfather.
I hope in the greatest hits is a little more left. I hope the story of the flamboyant gay man caressing the cheeks is on here. Excuse me, on here.
Was a colonel in the Air Force in World War II. Big time military guy, huge military guy, and it was his sidearm. So I've never told that story. I don't even think my brothers know about that. We just tried to keep it as quiet as we could. Yeah.
This kid's sick.
Yeah, my father. And you know what, Mike? Now that I think about it, you're probably right. You're probably right. Because he knew everything I ever fucking did before I did it. Like he just had a way of finding out. He just had a.
He knew he blew the neighbor in the treehouse too.
Knowing shit, but that probably has a lot to do with what his job was. You know what I mean? So, you know, my father bailed my brother.
And mind you, both fathers, his biological and adopted father, were on the same Navy ship. Do you believe that?
Kind of similar. Yeah. Well, that wasn't the first time my father bailed me out of something. Let me tell you. But that was a big one. That was a big one. And I don't know how. And the thing is to be honest with you, where we lived and where my father's commute was an hour every day. So if he would have gone to work that day, I got on the school bus, did my thing. If he had gone to work, that's 1 hour up. That's 2 hours. He didn't even go to work. From what I understand later on, he just said, "Oh, I just kind of knew what you did, and you know, I didn't want to rush to the scene. I just wanted to wait." You know, and anybody could have found that thing.
The gun had no bullets in it.
So it just, you know, my father was something else. He used to bust my mother's family something fierce all the time. I'm going to make him an offer he can't understand.
Lilo is also on the ship.
Georgie, who was real fucking slow. And my father.
Yeah, you've been calling him Lilo. I guess they've been biting off you too, Richie. People copy Richie too. They love copying the Providence people, huh? This kid's out of his mind. He's in the good ship.
He's a big guy. My father used to bust his balls. So, yeah, I'm going to make you an offer you can't understand. And everybody would start laughing because Georgie was slow.
His cousin Georgie.
Georgie thought it was a compliment.
All right, so Georgie's slow. He's trying to tell you, cousin Georgie's a made guy in the mafia. He's slow and all this stuff. He's got one arm. It's fucking weird.
Georgie liked to use explosives in South Florida with killing barracuda with dynamite and C4. He would go when my father lived in the Keys. He was stationed there. Georgie would come down with the boys. And he would say, my father's name. My father had a nickname, but I'm not going to say what it is. But he would say, "Oh, you know, let's get some fireworks." And fireworks was C4. And they would blow up. They would troll for barracuda and then drop C4 or dynamite.
Wasn't that in The Sopranos too? Wasn't that in The Sopranos too?
Didn't want to blow them up. So, yeah, crazy stuff. And Georgie had a weak leg because he was missing part of his arm because he tried to throw a hand grenade through a car window and he missed.
So Georgie had a weak leg and a half an arm because he tried to throw a fucking hand grenade. Well, let me see what's after this. Hold on. See, it sucks using a phone. I can't go through it and skip through it fast. Hold on.
Says to me, I'll never forget this. Keep them on their fucking toes, son. That's the only. I just want to get the fuck out of here. So a few minutes go by, and then the waitress comes back. They keep topless. You still have that fucking opinion about me? Then it is what it is. And then Jimmy became off. You think it's popular to bring on a little fucking pint-sized...
Hold on a second.
What the fuck?
This is him drunk. This is him drunk as a skunk. Crew, what's up, brother? Wife swapping act.
Fucking men you don't know that you never will fucking know. You don't know them.
This is him drunk yelling at Spanky for not knowing mafia people.
You know is what the headlines read and the delusions that you get from a book filled with one-sided bullshit. So shut the fuck
By
up.
Curious Georgie.
It's just, that's where I'm at with it. Stop saying things you don't know nothing about.
Well, this is almost over, and I'm going to go to the dad story. I want you to hear the father story with the two homosexual guys. It's crazy. Yeah, hang in there, crew.
For anybody that's in my chat that does not want to believe a word I just said, go fucking to Instagram, message Joey Merlino, ask him if we're friends. You don't believe me? Message Andrew.
Go message Joey Marlino on Instagram and ask him if we're friends. This is the weirdest shit. Let me tell you, if he could, he would R Joey Marlino. He would want to kidnap Joey and have passionate, phenolic fucking gang R sex with him if he could. This kid was infatuated with him.
Let's ask him if we are fucking friends.
Love drunk.
Don't believe me? Message Philip Narducci.
Look at the name dropping of all these guys he stalks. You are a sick culture vulture freak, just like Adam 22 and Vlad and Jake and 1090 Cake. You're a culture vulture, but you're not ripping off the black guys' culture. You're ripping off the Italians' culture.
If we're friends, stop the fucking nonsense.
I'm friends
These
with Joey.
assholes want to be relevant so fucking bad they'll say anything. Meanwhile, they sit in a fucking apartment mommy and daddy paid for.
Mommy and daddy threw you out. You couldn't even get daddy's medals.
Beat off the fucking Goodfellas.
Wow.
Reenacting scenes from movies. That's where we've come.
Wow, the projection. How many times have we caught him reenacting movie theme? I should do one. I got a lot of those saved of him doing the Sopranos stuff. Fuck.
Anyway,
Twisted.
I think I'm done.
What is he doing? That's him purring.
It just gets to the point where I don't even want to address this.
Was that him urinating, masturbating, or what? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this nonsense, but I've left everybody alone. Would I hear Gunsmoke talking shit about me the other day?
Oh, don't worry. They're sucking each other off right now and are bestest friends.
Nonsense up, boy. I can make things real fucking interesting for him.
See, they all got, remember, most of these bums in these communities have all little dirt on each other. All dirt on each other. They all hate each other. But they got all dirt on each other and shit. They're all fuckboys and clowns. Just straight fuckboys. Him and that little pole smoking cunt. They've all got these little, like, fucking things. They're fucking weirdos, man.
Get the fuck off. You think it's popular to bring on a little fucking pint-sized fucking Tasmanian turd?
Well, he can't. He's got no bands. What's up, Lisa? Well, let me go to the other one. I'm gonna go to the other thing I have, the Fibby dad story, and then we might cover the Marlino Spurg out if you guys want to. Hold on a second. This kid is nuts. Totally out of his fucking tree. The weird dad story.
Mike Tyson, etc. My father, he never liked Mike Tyson. He preferred smaller guys. He didn't like the heavyweights. But that didn't stop my father from watching the boxing fights.
His father did not like Mike Tyson. He liked smaller guys. Let's listen.
For me, I just liked everything about it. I probably didn't realize as a kid that, guys were really literally punching each other in the face.
Yes, Tom.
They were hurting each other. I just think I like the sort of movements of it all, the pageantry of it all.
The pageantry.
Anyway, so one night when I was a kid, my father came home from work. And I says, come with me. So we hopped in a car and we went to a military base. I spent a lot, obviously being a military brat, you spend a lot of different time on military bases and other stuff.
A military brat who grew up in Providence, Rhode Island? That's odd, Fibby.
And
No
one of the
bands.
things that I used to like to do was go to the boxing gym because I would climb in there and, me and a friend would start wrestling and I'd suplex him, jump off the top rope, elbow. Just doing stupid wrestling stuff that you see as a kid. And it always got me in deep shit. Always, because the guy that ran the gym was a Brooklyn, New York guy, and you call my father, "Your kid's at it again. You can't have this in the fucking gym. We're gonna throw him out of the gym." But anyway,
yeah, we're gonna throw a little kid out of the gym for trying to wrestle.
My father said, "Hop in a car," and so we were heading to, to the. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. We were going to the gym, okay, and I didn't know what we were going there for. But we sort of get there and we drove around to the left side of the gym, which was sort of adjacent from a makeshift football.
Oh, don't worry. This gets better. This is the story about the gay stuff, the two gay guys. He's going to prove to you that the dad's not homophobic.
And down the street from the church we went to, and etc. And usually the parking at the gym is always empty. You could always find a spot. But for some reason that night, you could not find a parking spot. We had to park like blocks away and walk. And I had no idea why we were there. And as we get out of the car, we walked over to a gas station that was nearby, and my father bought me these fake gum cigarettes. I don't know if any of you know what these are, but they were basically fake cigarettes that had like a little, I think, baby powder or some kind of talc powder, and you would blow air and smoke would come out, and then you'd unwrap it.
Yeah, what he said, you would blow Pierre. Pierre would put in your little French guy, put in your mind, you'd blow Pierre.
Because it was gum. So my father, bought me those, and it made me feel like I was sort of badass like my dad, because here I am, I'm like 8 years old, I'm smoking, I'm a tough guy. So we head over to the gym and we enter, and as we go inside, there's a ton of people, a huge crowd, massive, and right in the center of the gym was the boxing ring, and what we were doing was we were going to the Naval Intramural Championships.
What?
It was a huge event.
The Naval Intramural Championships?
Most people wanted to go that were civilians, but because they had no access to the Navy base, they couldn't get on. They would allow local reporters, but that was really the only civilian that was kind of allowed access unless, you were a Navy brat like me. So we got in our seats, and the setting was just like, first of all, gyms always stink of sweat and whatever, but these guys are chain smoking, drinking beer, talking shit. It was my first experience sort of at an adult sporting event of this kind. And as you know, Navy guys have a certain way of talking. Every other word's the F word. And granted, the U.S. Navy is a melting pot. Everybody comes from different places. But the entire room was just like electric. I can't explain it. And I loved it.
It was electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. The electric slide. The electric lie. Yeah, clippings and whackings and bookies, oh my. This is the kind of lies that this Fibby guy.
Once a year, the Navy intramurals would take place. Why my father never took me there before, I don't know. Maybe I was just too young. But I think the reason why is because he got a tip from somebody that there was just a lot of shit talking going around between two fighters, and it was Navy versus Navy, but it was the Russian Navy versus the United States Navy.
Can anybody say Rocky IV? Ivan Drago? So now this is the Russian Navy versus the American Navy.
And apparently this particular bout, which was the final bout of the evening, was the one that my father wanted to see. And apparently the Russian boxer had talked shit about the American boxer's mother in the newspaper. And that's some intense shit.
So the Russian boxer, who can't even speak English, is talking shit about the American boxer's mother in the newspaper. Sure, Fibby.
Because not only do you have like the pride of the United States military, but now you have a Russian who's talking shit about this other guy's mother in the paper.
I must break you.
So you kind of get the gist of why there was a lot of chatter and a lot of talk. So, of course, my father wanted to go. He wanted to see somebody get their ass wiped. That's what he always used to say. That guy got his ass wiped. That was my father. He loved to see a guy take a good fucking...
He'd like to see somebody get their ass wiped. What was he, a fucking CNA?
And we had really good seats close to the ring. And I sat there puffing on my little fake cigarette like a douche. And meanwhile, my father's sitting next to me choking on the real cigarettes. And the matches were good. From beginning to end, good fights, very close. But what I remember most about that moment is just the atmosphere. You could feel it.
What?
It's like going to a hockey playoff game, a football playoff game. It's just the atmosphere of it all. Just the idea that random Navy guys who I didn't know that knew my dad were high-fiving me, slapping me on the back. I felt like an adult. And it felt like I was a
Navy guys were high-fiving him, slapping him on the ass.
Something bigger than myself. So the final match sort of begins.
I know, Richie.
And the crowd was yelling.
Who uses that? He got his ass wiped. Who uses that? Wow, did you see that Tyson really wiped that guy's ass? Oh, my God. Pazienza really wiped that guy's ass. Yeah. Roy Jones wiped his ass tonight. Jesus. Oh, my God. Eagle Boy really wiped that guy's ass.
Like Russian scum, Nazi, commie, just typical military kind of stuff.
You hear that? Why would they call the commies Nazis? Typical stuff, commie, Nazi. Why would they call the commies Nazis?
Boxers met at the center of the ring, and the referee explained the rules. And you could tell from the very outset, these two guys just did not fucking like each other whatsoever. And the Russian guy was fucking humongous.
Ivan Drago.
Just fucking huge. Movies. Sort of like Dolph Lundgren and Rocky fucking IV.
That's where he got this from.
And the American guy was a little bit smaller. In comparison, the referee was, believe it or not, Mills Lane, who had done all kinds of pro boxing matches and stuff like that. So he ends up separating them, and the bell rings.
So Mills Lane was there? Bullshit.
What I thought at the time would be a long, drawn out, back and forth, up and down sort of fight was over before I could even fucking blink. The American boxer moved in, took 3 steps to his left, and threw the biggest haymaker I have ever seen in my fucking life. Just connected just immediately, and the Russian's headgear flew off his fucking head. He hit this guy so hard, and he put him to sleep immediately. And that's the first time I ever heard anybody ever say you just got knocked the fuck out, and the place went fucking nuts. I mean,
that's from the movie Friday, you fucking jerk off.
Nuts. It was deafening. So everybody's cheering and whatever. And it was one of the best nights that I can remember as a kid. One of my most favorite times, just seeing my father smirking, laughing, it meant everything to me. So on the way to the car, I asked my father, why we came to boxing matches. And, listen, of course he lied to me. He says, I just wanted to spend time with you, son. That was my father's go-to line for everything. If it was something he wanted to do, he would never say.
Well, then why did you go to the box to watch a boxing match, right? Like, what fucking idiot.
It's just, I wanted to go do this. No, I just wanted to spend time with you, son. That was what he always said. And I wish, looking back, that I would have realized that there was a lot of truth in it. I just wanted to spend time with you. I mean, that was always my father. He would drop anything in the drop of a dime. If I wanted to go do something, it was like, all right, let's go. It didn't matter how busy.
No, evidently you weren't loved enough to get the medals. They went to the other children who don't lie.
He put everything on hold, and we would go. That's just the reality of our relationship and the way he was. But at the end of the day, yeah, he did want to spend time with me, but he really wanted to see this Russian guy get this shit kicked out for him. I mean, that's really what the truth was. My dad was not really one of these flag wavers.
His dad wasn't a flag waver, but he's in the Navy. It makes no sense. Richie says, I'm sure when Fibby was being punished as a kid, his dad really wiped his ass good.
He was a proud Navy guy, lieutenant commander, and he took it seriously. He took pride in his country. He was in Vietnam. Bronze Star, Silver Star recipient. That's no joke. That's some heroic type of shit, to be honest with you.
He leaves out the CIA Black Ops there, though.
He bled red, white, and blue, but he wasn't the type that was going to wave it in your face. This whole boxing match was not about 2 men fighting. It was about 1 man respecting who the fuck we are in this country. That's how my father saw it.
Well, he said the Russian was making fun of the other guy's mother. This is weird.
Well, it was about 1 man keeping the name of the Navy intact. The United States Navy is better than the
Have a good one, crew.
And that's what the night was.
Tell Nurse Ratchet she better go easy on crew. We're going to send a whole legion of fucks over there.
Entirely about. So this is the funny part. So we get to the car. He opens my door. He puts me in, and he looks at me and points his finger at my face and taps it on my chest and says, "Listen, son, that's how men handle business. They fight. Boxing ain't for sissies. It's for men." And curiously, I kind of just look up at him and I say, I asked him, I said, well, was the Russian boxer a sissy? And my father looks at me and goes, no, son, he wasn't a sissy. He was a cocksucker. And so this is a story.
So the father's trying to tell him that both men are good fighters and both men are in the ring. That's how 2 men do it. Was the Russian a sissy, Daddy? No, he was a cocksucker. But wait until the 2 cocksuckers come over the house. Listen.
I really can't remember the year, but I was playing pro hockey in the city where he lived.
Yeah, that? He was playing pro hockey. He just claimed to be a pro hockey player now.
And he called me up and says, hey, you're in town. I haven't seen you. Let's go out and get something to eat. I said, all right, Pop. And I probably as well. The wife is coming. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
The wife.
I was not a fan of his wife.
This is the woman he wanted to kill in the beginning of the video. But I played nice because it's what my father wanted. And never off the
went to
porch.
Cracker Barrel of all fucking places. I don't like that place. I've never liked that place. I never will like that place. But that's where
pro hockey now. He goes in. Sometimes he says semi-pro, then he's a pro.
I never wanted to go. It was just too hillbilly for me. Just not
Too
what I wanted to do.
hillbilly?
But I had a couple
Yeah, dude, he's from Indiana. Like,
hours before I actually had to play a game, so I was like, let me just go meet him. I was always an Italian food eating, burgers and fries kind of guy. It's just the way I am.
he's an Italian food eating, burgers and fries kind of guy. This kid's a fucking joke. No, I don't know. This ain't with Olga. No, remember the Olga story? That was great, Lisa.
And that place was just really weird. So I meet him inside the restaurant. We sit down. Conversation for the most part was minuscule because I was trying not to plunge a fork into my dad's wife's face, to be perfectly honest with you. It was that contentious.
If it was that, maybe that's what, but you lived with them. He said his dad, after the divorce, he went to live with his dad at 11 years old. So he lived with the stepmom. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's wonder why the stepmom hated him. Very disrespectful.
I didn't like her shitbag son either. He was a real piece of shit. And the problem wasn't that my father had an affair.
Now listen to this. This is where it gets really funny. He's going to tell us how he beat up his stepbrothers and threw them down 10 flights of stairs. I guarantee you that the stepmother caught him and the stepbrother under the covers together, playing tummy sticks or hide the little salami or something weird like that. Because this kid I was fucked with all over him, man. Seeing a prick lopped out, pissed in a cup, from all these weird stories. It's weird.
Father had an affair, okay? It is what it is. There's nothing you could do to change that. People make choices, and that's fine. That was my father's choice. He was happy, and that's what you got to go with. But I didn't have to fucking like her, and at every turn, I made it well known that I didn't. I didn't like what these people stood for.
So at every turn, he didn't like the mom. I wonder why she gave you nothing.
Money-grubbing losers. They were trash pails who saw my father as a meal ticket, and that's. I always said to my father, Christ, they think you're Mr. Monopoly over here. And that, my father made a lot of money, and they used that to their advantage. This person's son was a complete piece of shit, and he had once griped about my father buying me a pair of jeans. This is how contentious it was. I mean,
so the father bought him a pair of jeans. Yeah, what's up, Shack Lady? Yeah, just one thing, don't come in here and shill other people's stuff, though. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I don't come in here and show other people's channels. I don't like none of those people.
So it's absolutely stupid. I was like 20 years old. I was working. So what if my father went and bought me a pair of jeans or whatever? What's the fucking big deal?
Jeans?
That's my father. Your father abandoned you.
Wait a minute. Listen to the balls on him saying his father, your family gave you up for adoption too. So he's going to down this kid for his father abandoning him. This is weird. What's with the two gay guys?
It's not my fucking problem. So my father, one time, just to show you, comes to me and said, I'm not going to tell you what this guy's real name is, but we'll just use Todd as the reference point. So my father comes to me outside one day and says, oh, yeah, you're not going to believe this, but Todd pooped in the toilet, and it was so much, it backed up the fucking toilet, I had to use a plunger. And my dad joked around with him about it. Yeah, it's just a stupid thing guys do.
What? So was Chicky at your house? Chicky's the commode killer. So what? This is weird.
And his response was to tell my father to fuck off. And then he went on to say something, oh, you're always buying him shit. Blah, blah,
all right, so the brother, I bet you Fibby did that. Fibby probably backed up all the toilets in Laura's house. I bet you Fibby backed it. So Fibby said his brother backed up all the toilets, and the dad said you backed up the toilet, and he swore at the dad. So now Fibby's going to beat the guy up. Well, it's just so predictable.
My father is not your father. And I was pissed off.
Well, he's not your father neither.
Because, this is my father. You're not going to talk about my father that way. You're not going to treat him that way. Not when he does shit for you he shouldn't even fucking do. Takes care of all your fucking bastard family, which he shouldn't fucking do.
Wow.
My father.
Do you hear him calling people bastards and all? Your family didn't want you and all this shit. The projection. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious?
Roof over this bastard's head. Money, whatever else.
Look at him throwing the word bastard around all the time. You are the bastard of the century. Like, what an idiot.
And the kid's going to act like that to my father? Nope. And my father told me to ignore it because my father knows I'm just not going to tolerate that.
Well, why didn't your father step up and be the man of the house? If some little kid that his stepson's getting cocky with him, why didn't he put him in his place? Big CIA daddy couldn't put him in his place.
You know, then my father said to me, listen, it's nothing to worry about. He's just being a little prick, whatever. But no, I can't deal with that. So a little while later, I went to my father's house. I find this fucking douchebag, and I threw him down a fucking flight of stairs. I threw him from the top of the stairs to the bottom. I then dragged him out by his fucking hair to the back porch, and I told him if he ever fucking talked to my father that way again, I would have his legs broken 6 ways from Sunday, and I knew the people who would do it for free and would gladly do it.
So once again, here's Fibby beating a guy up, but then he's going to tell him, I can have many people break your legs 6 ways to Friday and stuff like.
And then I gave him a few shots to his fucking face.
Yeah,
and I
sure.
called it a day. And a couple of days later, he moved out of that house. And because of that, things weren't on good terms. But I'm not going to let nobody talk to my father that way. So, to further prove to you that my father wasn't homophobic, okay, here's another story that kind of fits in.
Now, this is gold. Now, there's another story. I don't know if you remember this one, when Fibby's little brother was up Federate Hill, sitting in a restaurant, and there was a flamboyant gay guy, Fibby's words, touching his face, caressing his cheeks, and the uncle was getting mad, but the father's like, no, he's only joking. That's how he is. Listen to this story. This is funny.
So there was a guy that worked at his office named Ron. Ron was a Japanese Hawaiian guy. Ron was absolutely gay. Donnie and Marie Osmond gay, okay? And he was a very nice guy, very cool guy, very loving guy. I personally thought he looked like Don Ho. I wanted him to sing Tiny Bubbles.
Projected.
But in any event, my father had an office party at the house, which he rarely ever did, and he invites Ron. Ron brought Kyle. And to me, it was very obvious who Kyle was. Kyle was Ron's friend. He was his boyfriend, whatever the case may have been. And so,
what kind of office? Wait, so do they work at the CIA too? Do they work at the CIA also? Right? Do they work at the CIA too? They're for an office party that he brought home. Let's listen. The two cocksuckers.
After the party was over, my father comes to me and he said, do you think Ron is gay? And I told him, yeah. And my father goes, oh, well, you know, I already knew that, you know, but I just didn't want you to feel weird, which meant that my father was uncomfortable with it. Let's put it off on me.
Well, if your father wasn't uncomfortable with the two gay dudes, why is he inviting him over to the house? Let's tune in and find out why.
His son to be comfortable with it, which I could give a fuck less. Ron was a great guy. Kyle turned out to be a fantastic guy. Nice people. Very nice people. Ron was very gracious at my father's funeral. But my father was so uncomfortable with it, and I didn't know why. I thought, okay, he just thinks they're going to hit on him or something like kind of crazy like that. That's not what it was. You're about to find out what it was. You know, it was no big deal to me. I had gay friends growing up and stuff like that. It just didn't bother me.
It's no big deal. Two guys are sucking each other off in the other room. It's no big deal. He had a lot of gay friends growing up. And I'll be kind of careful. I think I'm homophobic. I am homophobic. I'll be quite honest. I've never had gay friends growing up. And if I found out one of my friends was gay, I wouldn't be friends with him no more. Hate me, whatever. At least I am who I am. I'm sorry. I can't hang out with another guy who possibly wants to grab your ass or something. I can't hang out with gay people. I don't hate them. God bless them. But there's no way I'm going to hang out with a gay person.
Something that I gave a fuck about. What anybody wants to do in their own house, their own goddamn business. Who am I to say anything? But the fact that my father says, I don't want you to feel weird, immediately told me that he was weirded out. And listen, like I said, it was no big deal to me. I had gay friends, but I was curious. About where he was coming from on this. And I know I shouldn't have been.
He was curious of where he was coming from on this. What's up, Mass?
I shouldn't have asked what I'm about to ask him. But I asked him how he knew that Ron was gay. Now, first of all, it was very apparent to me.
Well, then why'd you ask him? It's very apparent. He's very curious, Tommy.
It's pretty kind of goddamn obvious, you know. And I thought that my father's response would be something that a male would say from my father's time period. And I'm prefacing this because I don't want people to think I'm bashing anybody. I love everybody of every color, every persuasion. I don't care. Okay, but my father's response, I thought would be something very male cliche from his time period, like, slurred speech, he's feminine, or he has bent wrists, you know, stuff like that. That's what I thought my father would say. Nope. So I look at my father. I say, Pop, I'm curious. How did you know he was gay? And my father looks at me, and I swear to God to this day, this is exactly what he says to me. He says, well, son, it's kind of hard to deny it when you see the guy with a cock in his mouth.
Do you hear that? So Daddy actually watched these guys perform fellatio, caught them with penises in their mouths. This kid is gay. He is gay, of course. When you put it all together, and watch when I bring you the story about the little brother getting his face touched and caressed.
And I started laughing. I'm just like dying because he just came out of left field with it. And he told me that, oh, well, I went down into the garage to get some stuff, and I caught Ron and Kyle in the kind of...
Whoa, what kind of party was going down at Daddy Lowmanz's house? What kind of party where Kyle and Josh, who were very generous at the wake, too, they were in the basement blowing each other. There's children in the house. I don't even believe that story, number one. I just believe these are Fibby's fantasies. He's very curious. That's a sick shit. These two guys, even if you're a man and a woman, you're at a party, you're having sex downstairs where there's children. I'm sorry, that's disgusting. But this is super weird. And this is Fibby. I think Fibby gets off on this. I think he's got one hand on his Peter and the other hand giving a high five.
Together. And Ron was never invited over again because of that. Well, like I said.
Wait. No, Ron was at the wake. They were still friends. What are you talking about? So they were blowing each other in the basement. I'd love to know the truth. I'd love to talk to Laura.
He's a very, very nice guy and was very, very nice to me at my father's funeral. But this, do I really...
He's very nice. Him and his friend were blowing each other in your basement while there's children running around. Wow.
I think that my father caught any sexual activity between two men in the garage. I don't know.
He just told you. You just said it. Your father caught him blowing him in the basement, in the garage. Basement, garage, whatever. Now he's saying no. Like, dude.
I really don't know, but the fact that he went, well, kind of hard to deny it when you see a guy with a cock in his mouth.
He just told you. You just said it. They were blowing each other in the basement.
All right, so this last story really quick is a good one. So with my father, there were very few rules. Just be honest, and you're okay with him.
Be honest.
There was, just an explanation.
I guarantee you him and the father were totally estranged from each other, hate each other. That was some bizarre shit. I want to hear that again. I'm sorry. That was fucking twisted. These two dudes you invite over to your family party are blowing each other in the basement.
Be something very male cliche from his time period, like, slurred speech, she's feminine, or he has bent wrists, stuff like that. That's what I thought my father would say. Nope. So I look at my father and say, Pop, I'm curious. How did you know he was gay? And my father looks at me, and I swear to God to this day, this is exactly what he says to me. He says, well, son, it's kind of hard to deny it when you see the guy with a cock in his mouth. And I started laughing. I'm just like dying because he just came out of left field with it.
What's up, Cinnamon?
He told me that
Vito Spetafor shit. Exactly.
Well, I went down into the garage to get some stuff, and I caught Ron and Kyle in the kind of garage together.
See, hear what he just said? His father said, I went down to the garage and I caught Kyle and Ron blowing each other. But Fibby's going to deny that a minute later.
He says, well, son, it's kind of hard to deny it when you see the guy with a cock in his mouth.
Listen to him laugh. He's loving it. He's loving it. Maybe the father caught him like that. This is some super creepy shit.
And I started laughing. I'm just like dying because he just came out of left field with it. And he told me that, oh, well, I went down into the garage to get some stuff, and I caught Ron and Kyle in the kind of garage together. And Ron was never invited over again because of that. Well, like I said, he was a very, very nice guy and was very, very nice to me at my father's funeral.
It was very good to you.
Do I really think that my father caught any sexual activity between two men in the garage? I don't know.
He just told you he did. So is your father a liar? Yeah, Fibby went immediately to the garage. Fibby was up in that garage, up in the club, dancing with some sodomites up in the club. Yeah, he's dancing.
I don't know, but the fact that he went, well, kind of hard to deny it when you see a guy with a cock in his mouth. God. All right, so this last...
If my father would have ever caught two fanooks blowing each other in our garage, he would have beat the shit out of them or sick dogs on them. This is fucking weird. I gotta listen.
Two men in the garage. I don't know. I'm just like dying because he just came out of left field with it. And he told me that, oh, well, I went down into the garage to get some stuff, and I caught Ron and Kyle in the kind of garage together. And Ron was never invited over again because of that. Well, like I said,
But Kyle was.
He was a very, very nice guy and was very, very nice to me at my father's funeral.
Ain't it, Johnny? Does that sound like an old Italian guy to you? His father tells his son that men are blowing each other in their houses. Exactly, Richie. Listen to the stories. And in between all the stories and the stuff, there's Fago and there's Fibby performing oral compilation on Secret Mafia Grandpa.
But do I really think that my father caught any sexual activity between two men in the garage? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But the fact that he went, well, kind of hard to deny it when you see a guy with a cock in his mouth.
Who would tell that to their kid?
All right, so this last story, really quick.
B1
is a good one. So with my father, there were very few rules. Just be
honest. All right, see what time. Let me see if, man, I don't know what other stories about Pop are on here, but what I got to do is I got to take the story with the father laughing about the gay dude rubbing the brother's cheeks. He told a story where his brother was 3 years old and they're at a restaurant up Federal Hill, which is a total lie. He says there was a very flamboyant guy there rubbing his little brother's cheeks and head and all this stuff. And the father's like, oh, he's harmless. I'm sorry. The way he tells it, the father must have been a fanook. The way he's telling shit, right? Like, what else do you make of this shit? Fucking insanity.
Typical Jesus Christ comments. Another way he voiced his frustration was by completely melting down and hurling a tapestry of obscenities that would make Sam Kinison look tame. They would fly out quick, and with the drippings of cobra venom. That's where I get it from.
Liberace, Fiberace. Old Fibby, like he's doing an open mic night before I get out here. I'll leave with one more story about one time I walked in my female cousin's French kissing. He's sick, man. That story was fucking twisted. We got to listen to that one more time. Sorry. The one more time.
Anytime my mother would use that to her advantage, she would say things like, I hope you're enjoying paradise, just stuff like that. But my father, I gotta say this about my father. He could say negative things about my mother, but if anybody else did, oh my fucking God, did he?
I think I skipped through that part.
So, for instance, like he knew some of the past from me and my mom and some of the abusive shit she did. He suffered abuse from her too.
He suffered abuse from her. He sounds like a huge pussy. Remember when he said the father took him aside? He's like, son, do you know what it feels like to feel like nothing when your wife's beating you?
She cracked him over the head with an air.
He's probably a fanook. The mom probably caught him blowing dudes and shit. If you told your son that weird story, like I said, anybody's at a party fornicating in the basement, oh, that 2 gay dudes in the 80s, like, come on.
On their honeymoon and busted him wide open because he asked her to iron his shirt.
Hold on. Some people remember their dads taking them to baseball games, and some remember their dads telling them that men are blowing each other in the garage. That's yes. He caught them blowing each other in the garage. And how did he just walk in on that? He just aimlessly walked in on them blowing each other? No, they probably said, we're going to be in there doing the stuff in a few minutes. This is weird.
It was just volatile. So if anybody, I remember his wife's son-in-law made some disparaging comment about my mother. My father went fucking berserk. Don't you ever fucking talk about his mother again. I'll fucking break your head. I'm the only one that can. You have no right to. That's respect. That's respect. My father,
letting Kyle blow David in the house is respect.
Ripping's a cobra venom. That's where I get it from.
He gets it from. That's where you're not even biologically his kid. So what do you mean you get it from him?
That stage, you just got out of his way and let him do whatever. He was not a violent guy, but you didn't want to go.
He's not a violent guy. He's told us a story before where remember Fibby went on the mafia mission where he said that all the mob guys in Rhode Island rob each other's wakes, houses. Where they're at the wake, they rob the houses. So Fibby's grandpa's house was robbed. So Fibby's uncles and the father, the day of the wake, found the guy who broke in the house, and they took Fibby along with him. And he snuck in. He's seen his dad beating people with hammers.
Going any further than him losing it, albeit verbally. So Tom and I would actually videotape these sessions, and I wish I still had these tapes not because I was drunk and young, but just the conversations.
Picture him and Tom blowing each other. That's the guy who did the Fuzz Squad with. That's the guy who was masturbating in the room watching porn, and Phoebe's like, "Are you tugging the tuggy? Are you choking the chokey?" And he walks in on the pornos.
Hilarious. And my father always somehow made a cameo. And I don't know if he timed this kind of shit or if he looked out the window and says, "Oh, they're up to no good. I'm going to go outside."
I think I missed.
Another way he voiced his frustration was by completely melting down and hurling a tapestry of obscenities.
I think I lost it.
Sam Kinison looked tame. They would fly out quick.
It's hard to find it with these phones.
Suffered abuse from her too. She cracked. So I looked at my father. I said, "I'm curious. How did you know he was gay?"
Oh, here it is. This is the gay story. This story is gold right here. This tells a lot about Fibbins.
My father looks at me, and I swear to God, to this day, this is exactly what he says to me. He says, "Well, son, it's kind of hard to deny it when you see the guy with a cock in his mouth."
Listen to him. He loves it.
And I started laughing. I'm just like dying because he just came out of left field with it. And he told me that, "Oh, well, I went down into the garage to get some stuff, and I caught Ron and Kyle in the kind of garage together. And Ron was never invited over again because of that. But like I said, he was a very, very nice guy and was very, very nice to me at my father's funeral."
I'm sure he was, Fibby. Ron was a very, very nice guy. He was a fucking sexual deviant. Him and his friend are blowing each other out while he's got a party going on at your house. A little kid could have walked in. I wish there was a way to be Fib's laugh. Oh, the laugh. Yeah, he amuses himself. Fucking 6 is My Cocktail, Volume 3. My Cockpit. Fibby's favorite movie, My Cockpit, Volume 3.
Do I really think that my father caught any sexual activity between two men in the garage? I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You just told us your father said he walked in on them blowing each other.
I really don't know, but the fact that he went, well, kind of hard to deny it when you see a guy with a cock in his mouth.
Look at him. He loves it. He loves it.
All right, so this last story really quick is a good one. So with my father, there were very few.
Oh, my God. This dude is out of his fucking tree. 100% queen, man. There's no other explanation. There's no other explanation. What kind of people, like I said, any party. Imagine like you throw a party, and I don't care if they're fanooks, with normal people, they go downstairs, start having sex, or in a garage with little kids there. Give me a break. Give me a break. Want to see Timmy Lowman? Timmy the Hammer Lowman? Is it? This is an ad. Well, I'll show you his cousin Timmy. The jokes are corny as hell. No, tell me that ain't Fibby. Tell me this ain't Fibby. This is Timmy the Hammer Lowman. Hey, my father. I quit YouTube for 8 hours. Look at him. Tell me that ain't him. The cheekbones. Tell me that's not fucking him. Tell me that ain't him. No? Oh, that's disgusting. Yes, Fibby quit YouTube for 8 hours. He does that every year. Once or twice a year, he'll say, "I'm leaving YouTube," because he wants people to go, "No, Fibby, don't go. Fibby, don't go." With more class around straight friends. Yes, I hear. Yeah, I don't believe that story neither, Kirk. I don't believe the story neither. I believe Fibby made that up out of his own desires or something. Because think about this. What gay dudes are going to go over someone's house and run in a fucking garage and start doing each other with fucking people? It just makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. It sounds more like a fantasy that he had. It sounds like a more fantasy that he fucking had. That's what it sounds like to me. The face that launches 1,000 charities. Right? Like, come on. Who would do that? Like, they're going to go to some CIA dad's house with kids there and start blowing each other in the basement. It was probably Fibby's friends. Because he said in his own words, he had a bunch of gay friends growing up. So maybe him and his friends used to blow each other. I bet you his family got stories, man. He's a straight fanoik, right? Fibby's family killed the Kennedys. Yeah, killed Kennedy. Imagine saying your father knew about 9/11. Let me check the Fibby channel. Travis, what's up, bro? Oh my God. Now, and when you make lies up like that, how can people not laugh at you? Cut out of the will. We cut out of the will. Yeah, well, they didn't give him none of the, what did he say, medals or something? That's his wife. The wife must have, like I said, what did his friend say? His friend said that the mother and father hated him because he didn't work. He just stood on their fucking couch and didn't work. So picture some shithead sitting on your couch all day. They wanted him out. The mother threw him out. So after the dad passed away, the stepmom threw him out. I would too if I had a wife and I let their shithead kid live there, and all of a sudden fucking she, God forbid, passed away. Yeah, I'm throwing the kid out. You don't contribute to this house. You don't help. You don't do nothing. Probably don't even cut the lawn or take the garbage out at least, right? It's like, man. Once he said Uncle Carlos, referring to Carlos Marcelo. Yeah, I believe that. He told people Raymond Petrarca was his grandpa. He told Angel that. Kid's a fucking blonde mook and liar. He's a culture vulture. Look at this. Let's have the Sigmund and Freud, Fibby and Freud. Look at him. He is a fucking cupcake. I'm actually paying Fibbins a podcast. Yes, imagine paying to hear that bullshit. Wow, what a fucking insane person. Now, this is the skinny rant. It's like 34 minutes, though, and I've already been on for 2 hours. I will cover this skinny rant, though, because now he hates Joey. In this video, I should play a little bit, because in this video, you've seen in the beginning of this video, where him loving Joey and saying, just email Joey, just hit Joey up on Instagram and ask him if he's my friend. If he's my friend. And he'll say he's a friend, right? Like, and now he hates him. I'll play a little bit of it. Wow. Fucking crazy. Yeah, Joey called him out for being a freak because he got mad because Joey shouted out Dominic Crea. Someone dropped Justice Tech Pro's channel in here. He shouted out JTP because we pushed back and he was helping the Skinny podcast. And Fibby went nuts. He went fucking nuts because anybody that goes near his Joey, he's in love with Joey. He is in love with Marlino. That's why he was behind the organized stalking campaign. Go check out the Skull Bros thing. The organized stalking campaign with Joey Marlino is right on there. It's got Fibby, his boy Pole Smoke, and all of them teamed up together to stalk Marlino, try to have him arrested with that Hootie clown. The Rat Squad. The Rat Squad. Bunch of rat lovers.
Respond, and I think it's really the only way to sort of cap off what has been a prolific run, to say the least.
What he's acting like he's leaving YouTube again. Like a man who runs instead of what the fuck? Now he's gonna leave.
Misnomer here right at the beginning is I don't care what any of you trolls fucking think.
Oh my God. Then why would you? I hear people say that. I don't care what anybody thinks, but here I am addressing it. Like, no, dickhead. It's like that Wallace video I seen with the toothless fairy, the tooth fairy clown. I don't care what trolls think, trolls. It's like, dude, you fucking goof. You lying son of a bitch.
I don't care what any of you thinks, because I'm sure this will be the hot topic of conversation.
Hot topic.
And the difference between me and all of you is I actually knew the piece of shit.
He's talking about Joey.
So that puts me well above you.
Now he's a piece of shit. Now he had mad passive aggressive behavior from these bitches.
Pay grade, as it were.
Yeah, they're all clowns. This is the guy who said on that Ripper's channel, 3-time All-Star, 3-time Ripper All-Star. He was just there last year. Go see the video I put on my channel of him. That was only a year and a half ago. And he ran to the Ripper again. And the Ripper doxed his sister. He was friends with him after that. That guy's a 3-time Ripper All-Star. Him, Kit, and all them people sat on that guy's channel and sucked his ass and sucked his balls while he tortured all people's families and doxed all kinds of shit. They were there loving every minute of it. And the proof's all out there. People can go put there's videos all over these fucking clip channels. These people are all hypocrites and fucking liars. I think that guy's a queen too, dude. I think he's a homo. I told you he called me up one time. I never gave that fucking clown my number. He called me up like a fucking fairy weirdo. Like, who the fuck is it? It's me, Curtis. I love you. You're so great. Fucking clown. He's a fucking goof and a liar. Even in that video, they're all fucking hypocrites.
And so we're just going to let it fly.
Let it fly.
And wherever the shit sticks, it sticks.
Fibby's out of his mind.
And this is the only way I know how to do this. Because in the old days, this was my go-to. But now, this is how I'm going to end. So, ladies and gentlemen.
So now he's going to end. He's leaving again? So Fibby's leaving YouTube again, Fibbins?
Move on to your cheesesteaks. Because today, we're going to dive headfirst in the gloriously absurd cocaine-fueled circus that is Joey Merlino.
Look at this rat. This little rat liar trying to call people cokeheads and shit. He would have sucked 10 guys off to get near Joey Merlino to be his friend. This kid is a fucking stalker freak. Oh, my God.
The man who has done more to embarrass the Philadelphia Mafia than anyone since.
Whoever said Joey Merlino was in the Mafia? He never said he was. The news did. The FBI did. He never called himself a Mafia. He calls you a racist, yet Sub calls people Jew boys, spics, and other racist shit. Tooth Fairy says nothing. It's all a selective outrage. All these clowns on here, all my stands, and it's they hate me more than the Ripper. The Ripper tortured their family. They hate me more. You know why? Because they hate people with integrity. They hate their betters. They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit.
Forgot to pay.
If you crack one of their fucking you crack the ass of one of their fucking dreams or something, forget about it.
It's electric bill.
This guy's weird.
So gather around. We are going to talk about the former boss of the Philadelphia Mafia.
Look at this fucking clown.
I like to call him Dracula with a gambling problem, a cocaine.
Yes, Fibby gave me an award. Yes, he gave me an award like 4 years ago. Funniest man alive, a greatest podcast. Like I told you, all these fucking weirdos are all Stanleys. Bunch of fucking Stanleys. There's more Stans to come in the future.
Yes, the man who once.
Yes, destabilizing. There are people urged to the truth, but the truth is the truth. That's why I know I hold the aces up my sleeve because I have the truth on my side. You can have anger and lies and distorted memories, but I have the truth. And what's so great about YouTube is there's all clip channels up there, and we have the clip channels.
I feel like a mob god. Now lives like a cartoon vampire on caffeine and cocaine binges.
This is weird.
And his ego is bigger than a Liberty Bell.
He's reading Chat GTPA or whatever that fucking thing is. And once again, in the beginning of this video, that's why I don't want to. It's 2 hours already. I don't want to play this whole thing though, but I wanted people to see he goes from loving Joey to hating Joey, slandering him, lying about him, bashing his wife. This kid's the biggest coward. How many of these clowns on here, they'll do anything to get next to that guy and blow him? Like Spanky. Spanky flipped the script pretty quick. He was the biggest rat lover in the world till he got a cheesesteak. These guys are all phonies on here, man. Bunch of fucking rat lovers. Or former people who hate rats, right? And then all of a sudden they're on streams with them, their best friend. All fucking phonies and clowns.
This is the man who took the most
Chat GTA
organization in Philadelphia.
Look at this.
Somehow turned it into a reality TV show starring a degenerate gambler.
Who says he's a number one? The guy never called himself a mobster. You fucking clown. You're just a fanboy. You would have put a wig on if Joey Merlino, if he was a Fenoik and he called Fibby up and said, listen, I want you to put a wig on and call yourself Andy, Raggedy Ann's brother, and put little freckles on your cheeks and come over. He would. Fibby gangster. Drunk Fibby's good. Yeah, I don't like the Chat GPA Fibby because it's not really him. He visited the video one day or two, get some rest. Yeah, I'm going to come back to the video because I'm not going to sit here and like, hey, if I could stream it from the computer, I would. But to sit here and I can't really go back on the things. I go for it's not worth it, right? they hate rats, but sit in Howie's chat. Howie's another rat who actually filmed his wife having sex and showed it to his friends. Now they call him a rapist. I won't call him a rapist because I didn't hear that stuff, and I'm not going to call nobody a rapist without proof. But he is a rat bastard for sure, and they're all rat lovers and clowns. Does Joey look like cokehead? Yeah, he doesn't look like a cokehead. That kid's obsessed. I was obsessed with him. He was obsessed with him. These people out here are fucking sick stalkers, especially in these people who worship these wise guys they never met, didn't know them, wasn't your family member, you didn't know the person, you just want to meet the guy. They're rat lovers. You think Joey used Fibby use anymore? Do you think Joey just used Fibby? No, Fibby would just email him stuff about informants, and he would use the paperwork or something. But then he found more credible people that weren't rat lovers to do it, and Fibby went nuts. He didn't get a shout out, and he went crazy. What's up, Hev? He didn't get a shout out. He was looking for a shout out. Because these people want accolades and shit. They don't want accolades, be patted on the head. A bunch of up-jump fucking cutthroats. Fucking weirdos. Somebody only understands the mafia on the mainstream fanboy level. All the rat, yes, B1, the rat governor narrative. Told him he was Canarsie. Yes, he told him he was Canarsie. Okay, yes. He told him when the dude found out, it's like, wait a minute, his name's Jeffrey Lowman? He's a fucking weirdo. And he used to live with John Aloy, you know what I mean? Like, here's Fibby saying that he was from the Raymond Petriarca secret mafia grandpa, and then he's living with a fucking rat. And these people are weird. There's people on here, dude, that there are even people that say they like you or whatever. Half of them people think they can do what you do better than them, better than you. They can do better than you. They just want you gone. A lot of these people are fucking weirdos, liars. The truth don't matter. Facts don't matter. It's like it's just some weird shit. And that dude, I never seen somebody weirder than Fibby. I never seen somebody weirder than that motherfucker. The doubloons. Where is Gorky? That's a good question. Has Gorky been around? Has Gorky been around? Yeah, the hypocrites. The flight has a Denver. Half chief sent to house divided. I just think I'm going off. Fibby wishes he was working at the cheese. Oh, he would do anything, girl. He would have cut his fucking arm off to hang with that guy one night and take a picture with him. He would cut his arm off. And that's called fanboy hero worship. Wait, Gorky left Lowman on the battlefield. He left Lowman in the trenches, taking shrapnel from Kyle and Dave. He was taking fucking semen scrap metal from Kyle and Dave. It's Fibby and Kyle and Dave show. Fucking weird. How about the Fago story? That made no sense. Some guy lives in your building, was yelling out the window constantly, I like to get effed up my you-know-what, and then follows Fibby around. It made no sense. He would light Joey cigs. Yes, he would. Of course he would. He would pay for that. Yanks, what's up, man? He would pay for that. I've never seen, like, I've been in the Durkee-verse, the Feldman thing. I've never seen more disgusting human beings than in these wannabe fucking WAP Dago freaks. You wannabe greaseballs. You people are pathetic. Fucking half of Fanooks. Fucking AIDS carrying motherfuckers. Liars. Fucking bullshit artists. Where is Fibby's black friend who came on his show? Too, I'm not racist. Who knows? I don't know if Fibby's black friend. I don't know. He probably realized Fibby was a psycho. Maybe Fibby tried to blow him or something. Like Dave and Kyle. I don't even believe these stories. I don't believe any of his stories. I believe that he makes it up in his mind. He just makes it up in his head. Fibby has friends. Yeah, how many times he said? Well, he said he was going to, remember at the feast, he was going to have Little Snuff and Joey wiped out by 6 shooters, 6 gang members. He's a habitual liar. He's like Tranbo. He's like the greatest dad on earth, Tranbo. Welcome to Mighty Tranbo, the greatest dad on earth. Fucking clowns. Oh, man. Fibby's Night is coming with the stories. He is nuts. Good John. Why? Isn't he crazy saying them stories? Especially making up these weird. And that's where you know there's no real life experience. It's all made up from like cable guy shit. If you watch that movie, The Cable Guy, you will see it. This is this motherfucker. He grew up on TV and just emulates it. Wait, let me find I'm going to find my old playlist with him doing the Marlino talk. I mean, the Tony Soprano talk. Hold on 1 second. Hold on a minute. I got to go to my other thing. And he looks just like Timmy Lowman in there. She called herself Canadian Crazy Girl. Yeah, I don't know. That's some lady in her. She's a mother and stuff. I don't like who she likes, but I'm not going to make fun of her. I don't know nothing about her. But she also knows Fibby's lying. Everybody knows he's a liar. Everyone knows it. And he knows that too. That's why he hates himself. Where's my other Fibby thing? Here it is. Here it is. This is sick.
William said he couldn't ever get any unit. That makes me sad. And it'll be dealt with in time. This is the course that I have chosen. And those of you that aren't with me on it, well, that makes me sad. But that's going to be dealt with in time. This is the course I've chosen. This is the course that I have chosen. And those of you that are not with me on it, those of you that aren't with me on it, well, that makes me sad. Well, that makes me sad. And it'll be dealt with in time. But that's going to be dealt with in time.
That's crazy. That's crazy right there. And there's a bunch of videos where this nut is literally rambling off Tony Soprano lines, which is crazy. I'll show you where he became the... All right, I'm going to show you where he went over his mafia makeover. Johnny A-Light style. I call this the Rosie O'Donnell. Can you find Fibby? Can anybody point Fibby out? Where's the Rosie? See Rosie O'Donnell right here? Where is it? Where's my fucking finger? Right there. See Rosie in the blue next to Johnny Aletto? Look at him. Look at his hair. It looks like an asparagus. His haircut looks like some piece of broccoli. Now look how he's dressed right there. Notice how he's dressed like there. This is one day with Johnny Aletto. And then look, after that day, look at him there. Look at him with Johnny Aletto, arms around, half naked in a pool. So when he first meets Johnny, he's got the asparagus haircut. And like I said, if this kid really came from some mafia family, he wouldn't like informants because they would put his family away. Who would like them? Let's say you lost your family to an arsonist. An arsonist burned your grandma's house down and, God forbid, killed one of your family members. Would you like any arsonist to go hang out with an arsonist? No. No, he's not Albanian. Fibby's not Albanian. Aletto is, yes. He also acted like he was Italian also, but he wasn't. He wasn't Italian. Aletto, he used to go by the name Aletto. Aletto. They actually think nobody will notice the copies. He thought, yeah, well, see, liars think everybody's stupid. Liars and bullshitters think you are all stupid or too lazy or don't have the gall to say, you know what, that's not true. That's a lie. Because, see, people can say, I can say, hey, Dell stole my bike, but I got to prove he stole my bike. These people, he's crazy. Who the fuck cut his hair? Stevie Wonder? Yeah, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles Haircuts Incorporated. Did you see that hairdo on him? Or remember the Fuzz Squad? I'll show you him on the Fuzz Squad. He looked dainty. He's got earrings in both ears, 2 hoop earrings in both ears. Now, that doesn't mean people are gay because they got 2 earrings, but I believe now with all these stories, the Kyle and David story, Fago following him around the house, I believe he is like that. And hey, God bless. If that's what you are, that's what you are. Are you a sodomite? Go ahead. I personally don't like sodomites. I don't wish bad on them, but I don't like sodomites. I'm a Roman Catholic. It's a fucking sin. But I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. Hate the sin, not the sinner. But I can't help it. I hate you all. Embrace the hate. Embrace the hate. You know what numbers I'm showing behind that? Did not rob my own number. 2 hoop earrings do suggest someone. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I heard things about that in the 80s. It was like in your left ear or something. I don't know. But 2 of them, who knows? Oh, he'll be at the Crisco. He'll be at Xenon's in the Crisco Disco. Fibby would love it there. He'd be right at home. He'd be right at home. He lives in a lie in a way. Of course, he's gay. He's got to be. Sodom and Gomorrah shit. Yeah, fuck Sodom and Gomorrah shit. Yeah, but the lies are just extravagant. But I will play that Marlino one. Maybe I'll put something a little together of him loving Joey at first and then hating Joey. Just fucking, it's like, come on, how can you go from loving a guy a year ago, now hating a guy? It's just, you look like a fucking clown. And he can't leave YouTube because this is where he makes his money. But hey, God bless you all. Thanks for hanging out. Come back, leave a comment. Come back, leave some comments and shit. Hit the like button, leave some comments. Show some love.